Hey, we're live.
Hello, good evening, happy Sunday.
Hey, everybody. Everybody missed us because we weren't around last weekend. I mean, it's been 2 weeks. I was surprised when I was putting together all my new stuff. I'm like, wow, I got a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, Pat, I didn't even send you like nearly half of it too. So yeah,
I can show it. I have your pictures ready of what you did send me. And you can send me the rest of this shit.
yeah. And meet our new Joe. No, just kidding, Joe. Just kidding.
This is what Joe looks like when he shaves and gets rid of his hair and his beard.
That's Joe when we've given him Chicago beer to drink.
Yeah. I played with my hair too much. Now it all fell out.
Yeah, Joe's in the chat. There he is. Joe was up at a gas station today, so he was not able to get home in time. He's still up there, Joe? Let us know.
I'm going to see Joe next month. I think I'm going to go to Kentucky, so I'm kind of excited.
You're going to go. Brian said Joe 2.0.
Damn right. That's a badass 2.0. 1.0
Underwood up to no good.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
I like Joe's idea of getting the little like hair for pretend it was Joe's hair, you know.
All right, guys. So we're psyched. It's been 2
Ryan,
weeks. We took last weekend off because everybody was kind of busy. So we figured, give everybody a break from us. And tonight we got some good shit. So we were trying to think of what to talk about. And I know Bill has not seen Beetlejuice yet. So we could talk about it. We'll try not to be spoilery. I saw it last night. Me and the wife went last night and enjoyed it. It was definitely a fun sequel. No complaints here.
Pat, Richard Marx.
Oh, God, that was fucking hysterical.
That's all I'm saying. We're going to leave it at that. That's it.
Yes.
I was going to say, you're already spoiling something. Richard
Oh,
Marx.
that's not spoiling it. That's not spoiling it.
Each other was just started laughing like, oh, that's great.
I'm not saying anything further. I don't count that as a spoiler.
And the other song towards the end, why am I drawing a blank on it? What was the other song? Oh,
I'm not saying anything further. I'm not.
Yeah, there was
doing that to Bill.
It was definitely made from that age. It was made for our age group, the older age group, not the younger age group. That's for damn sure.
I think the only thing, and it's not a spoiler, and Pat, like you could say, you guys probably saw my post. It was great to visit that world again. I think
it was. It was a lot of fun, and just a lot of memories. Because you remember, Beetlejuice was in the theater when I worked at the movie theater.
1988, right?
Yeah, so I worked in the movie theater from 86 to 90 when I was in high school, all 4 years in high school. So that was in the theater when I was when I actually worked there. So I saw that movie like 8 trillion times because it was in the theater for a long time.
That was the first time I mocked the F word with a nice fucking model. I got in trouble.
Not to be spoilery, but when he said fucking, did you notice that? Did they bleep it?
Did
you notice that?
In the original?
No, last night in the theater.
Pat, what are you doing? Don't do this to Bill. I don't want to hurt Bill's feelings.
I don't know. It's all
good. I'll forget all about it by the time I see it.
Just keep drinking. Keep drinking.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not
going to remember anything. No worry.
I'm just tasting Hefeweiss banana here, so we're good.
So who's this Hefeweiss and how's their banana?
In the tailpipe.
I'm not going to fall off the banana in my tailpipe. Yeah, I've been day drinking all day. I was cleaning the yard, getting ready to close the pool. So I've been day drinking. So there will be pee breaks. I tried to get it all out.
Yeah.
It's football Sunday, so there's drinking in this neck of the woods too.
You got it. And it's nice and cool here. It's hoodie weather here, so it's nice. Sporting. Everybody go to the shop. You go get a nice hoodie.
He's got the hoodie. Hey Pat, are you able to add multiple things to that? We got to chat about that. I'm kind of curious.
I can go on. I got to look and see what else we can get there. Yeah. What are you looking for?
Do like special things for like the end user, i.e. you / me or any of the rest of the cast? I don't know. Like I think it'd be awesome to have a hat or try to find a hat or.
I have to look. We can go on one night and fuck around with it and see what else is on there.
That'd be fun. We'll fuck
around. Try to get yourself some Speedos.
Nice thong. Good,
temporary tattoos.
Nice a man's ear, a bro.
Ryan, you animal, you.
Slasher, what's up? One of these days, you guys do a top 10 family Halloween theme movie. So it's a good idea. I like that because there were so many classics, like the '60s classic. It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Yeah, that's actually I'm
Oh,
gonna write that down. That's a great idea. We can do that.
very good idea.
It's family friendly.
Hey, speaking of family friendly, is this news real? Is Goonies 2 official with Spielberg? Is that right?
I don't know. I saw that. Is that real or is it just bullshit?
If it,
I believe it when I see it.
you know what? Well, Donner's dead, so I would hope if somebody was going to touch it, it would be Spielberg. He'll make sure it's done right. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't know.
You got to bring back most of the cast if you do something.
You can. I mean, they're all there.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta see. I mean, Josh Brolin is arguably the biggest star out of them all. It all depends if he'll come back.
The big rumor is that what was the storyline was that Sean Astin, the Mikey character, stashed like a treasure, the front part of the treasure in the cave. It all caved in, so they go like all these years later to try to reclaim it.
That would be pretty cool. That'd be
I don't know
fun.
if that's real, but that's what's the big rumor.
Well, also got to see because now they're a lot older. You know, Sean Astin is like he's not very svelte. He's built like me, so
Far
maybe
from
one
his
of
Rudy days.
he'll be pumping 2 inhalers. You know.
Well,
He's
see,
gotta
what
get
they
out
need to
there.
do is they need to go uncover his treasure, and when they do, it's the gauntlet with the Infinity Stones in it, and Josh Brolin puts it on, and now the Goonies are in the MCU.
Yeah,
Did you ever see that when the Deadpool came out with Josh Brolin, where he was Cable, where Deadpool was doing the painting of Cable, and it was of him as his character in the Goonies? You know, with the red headband and the gray sweatsuit.
Oh, that's hysterical. Andy, you Goonie. Oh, yeah, that'd be. I'd love to see them do something, revisit all those characters, be nostalgia.
Oh hell yeah!
Hey,
Well,
Rob,
Corey
Wilkins in the
Feldman's
house.
too busy out on tour pretending to play guitar.
Oh God,
Yeah,
it's
he's
like
too
nails
busy
on a
at
chalkboard.
Chuck E. Cheese's and shit.
It just brought back a ton of memories. That was it did. It was very nostalgic, but it was a lot of fun. It's like a haunted house story. Yeah,
Oh,
there was
Bill,
a lot of good shit in it.
I thought of you yesterday. They had Taco Fest downtown, and we were downtown, dude. Oh, that was some
Nice.
good shit, dude. I found
Yeah.
the warm mini donut stand, and it had Fruity Pebbles ones. Of course, I sent it to Sean. He's like, "Did you get them?" I'm like, "No."
Fruity Pebble donuts.
What was it? Just like tacos
the
from
mini
a bunch
donuts-
of different places, or
Yeah, it was like they had like a whole like thing where you could rank all the tacos if you tried them. There was like 14 different taco joints from all over the city. Yeah.
Oh man, I'd
every
have been
line
in
was
heaven.
long, so my wife and I just went to like 2 of them. We're like, I can't sit there forever drinking Modelo's in line.
Oh, I like Modelo.
Yeah, Modelo's good. You know that's the #1 beer in America now.
Is it really?
Modelo, number one consumed beer in America. Yep,
It's a good,
His hair got
it's a
really
good safe
short.
beer. It's a good safe beer, my opinion.
that's good. I like it.
I like the dark.
Expensive though.
I like the Modelo dark. The dark beer is good shit. Good shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey Jordan, what's up? Hey Pat and Company.
Hey,
Just hopping
Jordan.
in. What the hell is Michael Keaton thinking about changing his name to his legal name after such a long career?
I know.
Oh,
I saw that too.
I heard something about that. What's his real legal name?
Michael Douglas, which is I had no idea.
Oh,
it was Michael
that's
Douglas.
yeah. I saw that, and I just saw a quick glimpse of it. I was like, "What the fuck is that all about?" Was
I thought it wasn't
got a
for
touch of John
acting,
Cougar
though.
Mellencamp fucking fever going?
I thought it was for anything but acting, though, right? Isn't that what it was? I thought it was supposed to be, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, Jordan. Though
Oh, we're talking about it. It's actually right to Bill's left. I love Multiplicity.
oh god,
Such a fun movie.
I love pizza.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
Oh, it is such a fun movie, man.
He made that movie the same year as the movie My Life, which I don't think I watched the whole thing because I want to watch a movie about a guy dying the entire time. It's just like too depressing.
I forgot about that one too.
There's a few that I haven't seen of his that I have to go back and see this. Truthfully, I've seen all the big ones, of course, and some of the big ones are some of my favorite ones of all time, like Mr. Mom, Gung Ho, of course, Beetlejuice. This Multiplicity is great. Johnny Dangerously, I love Johnny Dangerously. How to put him up on there?
You got Pacific Heights, Night Shifters.
We're
gonna have to go down through it. Are we ranking them, or we're just gonna talk about it?
I think we're just talking about him. We could rank him if we wanted. Pacific Heights, that's the one when he became that real asshole tenant, right?
Yeah. But
that
was
was
like the rope
great.
in the walls and shit.
Yeah,
great.
Griffith, right?
You watched that like a year or two ago. It still holds up too.
He played a good evil person. He really did.
Oh yeah.
Hard to believe.
Well, he
in the
was
RoboCop remake.
the Vulture in the Spider-Man movie. He was fantastic in that. I loved him in that role. He was
Hard to
evil in that.
There's nothing wrong with him in the RoboCop remake, even though the remake wasn't too well liked. So,
Yeah,
Flet.
I thought it was okay.
Pat,
Hey,
we'll have
Flet,
to
what's up,
bring
man?
that up. Yes.
Yeah, hold on one second. Let me scroll through my little things here.
Flet's in the chat. We're going to be on his
Yeah,
show tomorrow.
Do us a
right?
favor, everybody. Hop over to Fletch's channel tomorrow at 7 Eastern, 6 Central. We're joining Flet on his podcast, talking top makeup effects in horror. I love that. I love that's a great scene too, right there with what do you call it?
in London.
No, Linda Blair. Yeah, cunting
Reagan.
daughter.
Yeah. Do you know what she did?
Do you know what she did?
Daughter.
What was it on Saturday Night Live? Your mother eats kitty litter or something like that, right?
Yeah, so join us over on his channel, man. Go subscribe. Go hang out, man. A lot of fun.
Yes,
It's gonna be
we're
fun
looking
tomorrow.
forward to it. Yes, he's I think he's contacted us a couple of times, so it's nice that we're finally gonna be able to do something.
And I did reach out to Joe, and Joe actually said he's going to make it, so he's going to join us too. So you'll get the 3-headed monster.
Joe. Joe is in the chat still. Yes.
Oh no, you still out there, Joe? Yeah. So Joe was attending. What was it? It was Scout, Danielle, and they were doing a live whatever their podcast is at the gas station, the Bastrop, the gas station from the Chainsaw Massacre.
Weren't they doing other? Weren't there other things there too? Was Texas Chainsaw people there or no?
Well, I don't know. I know it was a weekend. I think it was. They always have conventions there, so I think it was like a 3-day thing. But I know the big thing was whatever their podcast live thing tonight. I think it's tonight. Or actually, maybe, probably last night. I don't think they have it on Sunday night.
No. Oh, you know what? When we get to the horror comedies now, anybody in the chat here too, horror comedies, this is what we feel are horror comedies too. Like there's some of these, like some people might not think they're horror comedies, but it's completely open to what you believe.
Yeah, I went old school. So when people see them, they're gonna be like, really? So I kind of went old school. There's a lot to choose
Lee.
from.
Yeah,
Lee, good morning. Yes, it is. It's a bright morning over there on the other side of the pond. Are you having
Cheers, Lee?
Are you partaking with us this fine evening, Lee? Let us know. Or morning, I should say, for you.
Yeah, Bill. This is a Hot Butcher Oktoberfest glass. Isn't
There
that
you
kind of
go.
cool?
Oh yeah. It's not a Hot Butcher in there though. You said what would you say was in there?
No, it's from Whiskey Hill Brewing in Westmont. I was out in that neck of the woods last week, and they had a when we go through that stuff. That Pat will probably show the picture of it.
Is this your beer?
That's it. Yeah, Electric Duck Hefeweizen, little rubber ducky. It's funny.
It's electric. Boogie boogie boogie.
And there's my, of course, I have the Burlington Coat Factory sign in the background.
Look at that nice backdrop.
That's
Nice.
a cool sign, man. That image on there, that needs to be on a T-shirt or something. That's badass.
Yeah, that stuff just came out of nowhere.
Bill, you're serious, right? You're kidding, right? About that image on that thing? That's the Walmart shirt this year.
That's the Walmart shirt.
You get that at Walmart.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Walmart
The
shirt.
one where it's got that. Wow, really? No way. Oh, I didn't know that.
Write that down, Bill. Just kidding.
I haven't been to Walmart in a long time.
Oh,
I try to
Jordan,
stay away from them.
we could do a whole show on that too. Horror comedies. I can do horror comedies.
Every time I think of that, I see that horror like that. I think of the lady that played Mrs. Blankenship when she was at the first Halloween convention. She's like, "I want my picture taken with the horror to die for." The sign that said it. I am the horror to die for.
Oh, so the plan for this Friday is Bill's going to join us this Friday.
Yeah.
Hopefully Joe is going to join us as well. We're going to be doing a live stream for Friday the 13th. We're going to be doing Friday the 13th trivia and giving away some prizes.
Yes, and it's the 40th anniversary of Friday the 13th, the final chapter.
And just to goes to show you, I'm actually foregoing seeing my local theater, which I saw Beetlejuice at last night. They're doing a showing of Rocky Horror on Friday night, which I'm actually foregoing because I forgot until I went to the theater. I'm like, fuck, it's this Friday. He's like, you want to go? I'm like, no, I'm doing a stream. Damn it.
Do they not do Rocky Horror like at multiple places by you? I know they do it out by us here. There's
oh, dude, I'm in the woods, man. So I only have one theater. Besides the theater that's next to me, the nearest theater is about an hour away.
Oh.
One of which is a drive-in, which is nice.
Ah, yes, drive-in.
And they're doing a Rocky Horror showing this Friday, and they're giving you out all the stuff like the popcorn and the toast and all the shit you're supposed to throw. So yeah, I'm foregoing it. Oh well.
Nice.
Stay away from Crystal Lake is usually high on your list. Yeah, I'm sure. I can only imagine what they're doing at the camp this Friday.
Yeah, it was funny to see it all like all nice looking after the summer, but Pat, when we were there, they were just opening up and getting it ready.
I was actually thinking about taking a half day and maybe going and grabbing an early bite at the Blairstown Diner before it gets crazy because they usually do like a little for Friday the 13th, like the Blairstown Diner does like almost like a mini con where they have like stands and everything set up outside. You can go there and eat, and they have all sorts of shit going on.
Somebody, Pat, I'm trying to think who was in Parsippany. Somebody that we're friends with through our show that watches and is in the chat. I'm trying to think who that was. Did you see somebody at Parsippany? Yeah, I guess we have friends. They're not literally, they like us, I guess. Maybe they like you.
You really like us.
Bill likes me, I hope.
He pretends.
Well, hey, Brett, have you heard up in Crystal Lake here in Illinois that they've done an event before where they have all the inner tubes on the water and you watch Friday the 13th on a big screen set up next to a lake?
Oh,
you're like in the lake watching it?
Is that in Crystal Lake? I've heard of somewhere where that's happened. I thought that was like Lake Zurich, maybe, but it's Crystal Lake then, huh? Oh, Crystal Lake's not too far from me,
my wife's cousin. I saw her last year at some family event, and she, I hadn't seen her in years, and apparently she's a horror fan. We got talking, and she was telling me how they went and they saw it on the inner tubes, and they one of those big inflatable blow up screens they put on the shore, and you float out there and you watch the movie. Like that's pretty cool. Especially towards the end when Jason pops out of the water.
Dude, I haven't.
They should have a guy doing that.
I haven't followed it in a bit. I do remember that happening since I've lived out here, so I should probably look that up and see if they're doing that this year.
Yeah, I don't know if they'd still do it or if it was a one or two time thing, but that seemed like a cool time, pretty fun.
So Lee, you're going to be asleep on Friday, so you can't join in for the prizes. So I was actually going to throw this up there because I guess I'm a hoarder. So anybody interested in becoming a channel member, there's several tiers, one of which is $1.99. So the next two people that become channel members, you have your choice. You can pick one or the other. So if you become a channel member tonight, send me your information. You'll get this one or you get this one. So you choose.
Wow, can't beat that.
And you know why I have two extra? Because I went back and bought the other display because I'm a hoarder. So they had two. So after I got this with the display, they had another one, and this one is not in bad shape, but there's a couple of marks on it, I guess. And I'm that anal guy that looks for those fucking marks. So I'm like, it's another one. So I went back after work the next day, and there was two left in the thing, and I'm like, if I buy these two, can I have the display? The girl's like, yeah, go ahead, take it. I don't give a shit. I'm like, okay.
Oh man!
Look at Ryan. I'm going to cancel my membership and then sign back up. So next two members, not only will you join and be a part of this great community, you can get one or the other, depending on if you want Michael on fire, or you want Michael. So I will throw them in as a gift. Let's see. So Jordan Decker says, tomorrow's my birthday. You turn 40 tomorrow. Happy early birthday. But at least I share my birthday week with a Friday the 13th. That's awesome.
Happy early birthday, Jordan.
Awesome. I'd give my left and right nut to be 40 years old again.
40's nothing, right, Pat? It's nothing.
Sure. 40 is like the new 20. When the movie Batman first came out, it created a very serious character because most people at the time were familiar with goofy characters from the 60s. Tell you, man, that was, for those that remember that were of my age, man, 89, man, that was a big fucking deal when that movie came out.
It was huge.
Oh, yeah.
Very big.
Huge.
I mean,
huge.
That was probably huge. That was probably the height. I think that was probably the height of Keaton's popularity. It exploded.
And if you remember, like,
I don't know if I ever told you guys the story about that day. The day I know it well. June 23rd, 1989. I was counting down the days to go see. I was counting down the weeks, the months to go see Batman. It was my favorite, man. I couldn't wait to see it. And my buddy Craig, who Brett, and Pat, you've seen sleeping drunk, passed out. He was supposed to go with me, and the whole thing was it came out the last day of school. So you had a half a day of school. We're gonna go home, eat lunch, meet back up, and head straight to the theater and go check out Batman. So I go home, I eat my lunch, I head back over to his house. His mom says, no, he's not here. What do you mean he's not here? Or no, I called him. Oh, he's not home. He went to the movies. I'm like, oh, you mean he's meeting with me and we're going to the movies to see Batman? Oh, no. He already left with his brother and their friend, and he went to see Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. What the fuck?
Not a
months
bad
of
movie, but
planning,
seriously?
and he ditches me at the last minute. At the last minute. So it was cool that my stepdad, worked all day, came home, and found out what happened, and he's like, I'll take you. And we have a movie theater right behind our place. So me and him headed over to the movie theater. I can't even tell you how many hours we waited in line to see that movie. The line stretched from the theater around the corner, back again, back again, back again.
To get tickets.
We finally got in like 11. Yeah, just to get in. Yeah, we finally got in around 11:30 at night. I think they were just playing it nonstop on every screen at that point. And man, it was well worth the wait. I mean, both of us loved it. It was like you walked out of there in a high, like, oh my god, I've never seen something that cool. I want to see it again. Yeah.
Still my favorite. Still the best Batman movie. I'm sorry. There's been some good ones,
for sure.
But I'm sorry.
It was just a big ordeal at that time. I remember, God, it was only 8. You guys are older than me, but I did see that in the theater right away with my family, and it was, dude.
I wound up seeing it 3 times in the theater before it left.
And what was made it special, unless people really followed comics and all that, we were only used to the Adam West show with Robin and everything, and then we were getting this dark Batman with Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson. We're like, oh, this has got us intrigued. And he's got a black suit. He doesn't have the blue suit, and it was very, very exciting. And I don't know, I never heard this story. I guess the guy that played Bob the Joker's goon, that was like Jack Nicholson's friend that he got him put in the movie. Did you guys ever hear that? I never knew that.
No, because I knew him from he was in Conan the Destroyer. He played Conan's buddy in that movie.
Yeah, he's only had a handful of movies. Yeah. Nicholson had him in that movie. And Nicholson got what? He got paid big time to do that movie, if I remember right.
Oh, hell yeah. I don't know figures, but I know he got paid a lot.
Yeah,
I had the toys when I was a kid.
I never noticed that.
I had the toys. I had the shirts. I even had a pair of shoes, Batman shoes. I had everything Batman.
And too, you guys can probably attest to this too. Like when Batman Returns came out was a big deal too. And it's not nearly as good as the regular first Batman, but I was kind of hoping it would be as good. It wasn't nearly as good with the new people they had in it, but it's still entertaining.
The only other one I remember the next one I remember being a big deal was Batman and Robin, because they would bring in Robin into the movie, and it was like,
I remember going to see Batman Returns. I had the same thing. Like I was hoping it was going to be as good as the first one, knowing it's not going to be. The sequels usually aren't. Sometimes they are.
Sometimes they are. Yeah, very rare.
Sometimes they are. Sometimes they're better. But I just went in with lower expectations, and I was happy with what I saw. I really liked it. I thought it was good, but at the same time, I get what you're saying. Like it didn't give me the same like feeling I saw when I saw the first one. But over the years, rewatching Batman Returns, each time I watch it, I like it more and more because it's so dark. It's a very dark movie.
Very dark.
I don't know. And
Danny DeVito hit it
Michelle
well.
Pfeiffer and Danny DeVito are so great.
Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken. Yeah, exactly.
Remember summer of '89 too? There was a lot of stuff that came out here. You had the Ghostbusters sequel, Lethal Weapon 2, which is an outstanding sequel to me. I think it's a great sequel. But you had Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, a movie that we'll talk about later. Pat, Weekend at Bernie's was that.
Weekend at Bernie's.
That was the last James Bond with Timothy Dalton, Licensed to Kill.
Wow. Licensed to Kill, yeah.
That was the last Timothy Dalton one, I think. Yeah, I was looking at that summer not too long ago because it's been 35 years. Like shit.
Burma was also Robin Williams and Jonathan Lithgow, and had a massive that wouldn't have worked. John Lithgow maybe, but Robin Williams would have just been too far over the top.
Robin Williams would have played I would have done a decent job as Riddler. I think.
Right, I could see that. Yeah, that's nah. Colin, what's up? Colin says, "Hey everyone, just jumping in to say hi. Can't hang around. He's got to get up early in the morning as he's prepping for Cody Snyder's arriving in Ireland tomorrow, and Cody and Colin will be joining us on Tuesday night for our watch along of Day of the Dead.
That's awesome.
Cheers, Colin.
Everybody join us on Tuesday night, Day of the Dead, and Cody, and so Brett and we met Cody in person at age 45.
Age 45, yeah, cool guy.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, looking forward to it.
Where's Cody from?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Is he from out west? I thought. I could be wrong. I should know.
He posted some pictures, I think, from.
But we know Cody from the Slaughtered Land guys. I think is where. Yeah.
He's actually a moderator over there.
Hmm.
See who else is in the chat over here. Eric M, what's up, man? Saw it 7 times back
Hey,
then
Eric.
VHS for years. Yeah, back then it was. See, I'm trying to remember. See, they came a long way back later on in the late '80s because I remember. I think the only thing I remember
Okay,
really
Kyle.
staying online for were the Star Wars movies. I remember staying online forever to see Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, because a lot of the theaters weren't as big back then. But then
Yes.
later in the '80s, they opened up a theater with like 12 screens by me back then, so there was no waiting around. I mean,
12
it might be sold out, but you weren't waiting on the line.
and 12 screens was a lot back in that time.
Oh, it
too.
was. It was a huge theater back then. I remember a lot of people got jobs there. I still worked at the one in town because I was down the block from my house.
Yeah.
And eventually that one put that one out of business and it closed. Bastards.
I remember Batman when it was one of the first movies to come out, like really shortly after it came out theatrically. It was like only like a year. Up to that point, you always had to wait like a long, long time for a movie. I don't even think it was a full year. I remember going to our local video store when it's still mom and pop shops. Like Blockbusters were starting to become popular then, but we still had a few mom and pop shops around us. And going in there, and I seen a sign behind the counter. The guy didn't even have it up yet, and it said "Batman coming soon to home video." And I was like, "Is that like for now, or is that something you're about to hang up?" He goes, "Oh yeah, it's coming out real soon." I'm like, "Already? Like, I can't believe it." He's like, "Well, I guess they made their gazillions at the theater. They're trying to keep that ball rolling, and it was real affordable too." And I remember the guy told me though, he goes, "If you come in like the second day, you could get a pre-owned copy, and you get it for even cheaper." So I remember getting Batman like on VHS, like right away, and just wearing the tape out.
Well, you guys remember that was one of the movies. If the movie was such a super big hit, you got it for like a retail price of $15 or $20, as opposed to the $100.
Yeah, it was like
the video store
$25 or something.
That was one of those movies that did it. Isn't that how it was? If you remember right, it was like if the movie was a super big hit, then they sold it for the price like that right away.
Yeah, because they knew they were going to sell a lot of them. Because I remember back in the day, when video stores were really starting to come up in the mid to late '80s, like they wanted you to rent. They didn't want you to buy because they made more money for renting. But if you go buy VHS back then, they were like 80, 90, $100 for some movies. It's like, fuck that. I'll rent it for $1.50.
Yeah, I know. My buddy Craig, he had a tape stolen out of his car. Someone broke in the window and stole all his CD wallets. Remember those, the big books with the CDs in them? They stole all those, and then we were going to return tape. It was actually Andrew Dice Clay, Dice Rules, and we were supposed to return it. It was one of those where we forgot to return it, so we had it in the car under the seat and kind of hid it, and they stole that too. I remember going to like pay for it. Like, all right, what do we owe you? They're like, well, it's like $90. Look, are you shitting me?
Yeah.
There's no way I'm paying $90 for a tape. They're like, hey, that's how much it is. I'm like, but all these other tapes are like $20. That one's out of print and it's hard to get. And I'm like, how about next time it comes on HBO, I'll record it and I'll give you that tape. Eventually, I forget how. It wasn't under my name. It was under his name, so he had to deal with it. Eventually, he bargained his way down. I forget. I think he bought it somewhere else and then gave it to them. But still, they wanted $90.
A little trickery.
Yeah.
Bob says, Pat, you put them out of business. Oh God, I used to let my friends in for free all the time.
Oh yeah.
The pretty girl. Sometimes I was like the jack of all trades. So I was the head usher. I worked the concession. I worked in the ticket booth. So if I saw like the pretty girls from my high school come up and they'd be like, yeah, we need 4, but I'm like, just pay me for 2. Go.
I didn't mind paying as long as I got in for the R-rated movie. That's the friends that I had were like, they were working the windows like, oh yeah, here's an R-rated ticket.
You got to figure back then it was like it was the big rolls of remember the old style tickets. So all it said was admit somebody. It wasn't printed. It wasn't a computer. I would hit a button that would say 2. It spit up 2 tickets. That was it. So if you want to get your friends,
then they ripped them in half. Ripped them in half, and you got the stub.
At the end of the night, they counted the ripped stubs. That's how it worked.
Yep.
I had those little tickets from Cineplex Odeon. Did you ever go to those, Bill?
Yeah, there was one.
Did you have one, Pat?
Yeah, about a half hour from me. Cineplex Odeon. Yep.
Those were big around.
Now it is a it's a Miller's
General
Ale House.
Cinema.
It's a Miller's Ale House now.
Miller's Ale House.
Just watched Alfred, new Blumhouse film today. Not too bad. Like Megan Butt with Ring as bad guy. Alfred, really?
Really?
Never heard of that. That's a new one.
Are you guys big Sopranos fans? I can't remember. Did you guys?
Oh
like
yeah, Sopranos is
Right.
big. Like because I was living in Jersey, it was a big thing.
Of course, I should have known better, Pat. I
We used to
figured.
watch it every Sunday night. When me and Kathy first moved in together, our first apartment, her cousins would come over, and every Sunday night was like Sopranos night. We'd hang out, drink, we'd order food, and watch every new episode.
Do you still have Max? Because the 2-episode documentary with David Chase came out. I watched the first one. Got to check out the second one. It's really
No,
good.
May have
It
to get
started
Max to
on
watch
Max on yesterday.
Yeah, that was a big thing, especially being from Jersey, because they used to have everything was filmed in Jersey. So a lot of the sites you knew where the sites were, or you'd be like, "Oh, I remember that." A lot of the sites were in Essex County, not around like where my brother lives.
Looks like I know where we're going next time I come by you.
Yeah, we can hit plenty of sites.
We got to go to Copland, though, where you grew up, though. That's.
I'll drive you through Edgewood. Yeah, I'll drive you through Edgewood to show you all the sites from Copland. And what we could do is if we have more time, man, I'll take you right over there, right over to the Bronx, man. We'll hit some of the Warrior sites. We'll go to Coney Island.
Oh my God, Bill, what do you think of Copland? I'm curious what your thoughts are on Copland.
I've seen it once when it first came out. I really don't remember it, honestly.
Oh yeah, I think it's one of the better casted films ever, though. It's like that and True Romance. I think that those casts you cannot freaking beat.
Oh God, True Romance is a classic for me. I love it. I got that on like special edition Blu-ray, all that.
Actually, I was just sitting here writing down my what did you watch? As I completely forgot I actually watched Copland the other night. It was on Pluto. It's always on Pluto.
Listen, you death fuck.
So we already kind of talked about Batman. Are we going to just jump around through Michael Keaton's?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Pat and I we love talking away. I'm sorry, Bill.
We can just
no. I was just wondering here because I'm trying to. I borrowed my wife's little iPad thing so I can look at the IMDb while I'm doing this. So I was just looking if we're going to start towards the beginning or how we're doing this here.
I should do that too. Let's see.
I'm laughing here. Michael Keaton was the voice of Ken in Toy Story 3. That's hysterical. That's awesome.
Guy's in everything, I swear.
Oh, we'll go right into some more Michael Keaton talk. We'll try to not be too spoilery for those that haven't seen Beetlejuice. We'll save our new stuff for our collection later because we usually start over that. We can do it later. Batman Returns feels like Citizen Kane, but in reverse, especially with the opening shot of the Cobblepot Mansion. I haven't seen Citizen Kane.
I just think it's funny that the beginning of that movie, but Batman Returns, Penguin's parents were Pee Wee Herman and Simone from Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
That's right. I forgot about that. Oh man, that's Tim Burton, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on the loose tie into the Batman universe and the Joker movie? The Joker movie, it was okay.
I'm looking forward to the next one. I actually enjoyed it.
I liked the Joker movie. I only saw it once, but I really liked it.
I only watched it once. I kind of liked it, and obviously it was very different and very weird. It was sort of like the noir type of the franchise, but I definitely liked it. But John, if you're still out there,
they tried something different.
I think Lady Gaga being Harley Quinn was a good cast. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a perfectly casted spot for someone like her.
So John is my resident Kiss fan, so I thought let's do this. So anybody interested for Wednesday night, feel free to join me for a live watch along if Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park.
That's hysterical. I'm sorry.
And if you don't own it because it doesn't stream anywhere, I found a link with the full movie. So I will send everybody the link. So if you're interested in watching it this Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, we'll watch Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park.
We got to watch the Star Wars Christmas special. That was just as bad, right? No, just kidding.
Star Wars Christmas special.
Do you remember how bad that was?
Oh, it was horrible. Oh. The only stuff I remember was just as bad as that. What the hell was the big thing back then? It was the Mickey Mouse. Oh God, the Disney. Was it Mickey or Disney? Dickens' Christmas Carol.
Oh yeah.
It was like same thing. It was like watching paint dry. I think that HBO Gotti movie was a tester for The Sopranos. The HBO Gotti movie wasn't that bad. I kind of liked it.
The Travolta one was atrocious.
Well, the HBO Gotti movie, that was the one with
Armando Assante.
Armando Assante. Good. And it was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton's character in the remake of RoboCop was fantastic. I'm ashamed of even attempting to make a joke about that.
You know what, Jordan? I don't hate the RoboCop remake. It's compared to the original. It's terrible, but it's not. It's the people in it were like Gary Oldman's in it. Gary Oldman was really good in it. I think they PG'd it, so I don't even think it's rated R.
I don't think so. And I had the same feelings. I saw it one time and I thought it was all right. It was decent. Of course, doesn't come anywhere near touching the original, but you got to expect that. You know what I mean? The original is just came out of nowhere and just such a classic, and hard to duplicate that, But I thought it was all right.
Yeah, it's nothing you're going to smack a baby over, as my buddy Dan would say.
So we dig into Keaton's catalog. What's some of your favorites that come to mind? Like for me, I could tell you like there's so many lines in this movie, and my entire family quotes this movie, like from the beginning to the end, and it's Johnny Dangerously. God, there's so many lines in that.
Yeah.
That I can't. It's just
excellent.
Just such a funny freaking movie.
Who directed Johnny Dangerously? You guys remember?
Oh, I don't know. That's a damn good question. I'll tell you right now.
Yeah, I've seen it numerous times, but I haven't seen it in a long time. I know I enjoy it. I don't know it anywhere near as good as
I did not know it was Amy Heckerling.
Oh wow!
I didn't know.
Oh yeah,
that. Yeah, I did not know that.
Wow!
I was this old old when I found that out.
Well, Pat, like what you just said about that is kind of how I feel about Mr. Mom, because Mr. Mom, I kind of relate. Our family related a lot to Mr. Mom because my dad, working at the Sun-Times overnight, he was home during the day taking care of us. So he wasn't jobless, but he was kind of like the stay-at-home dad. And so what do they play Rocky in it, right? The kids and the family loves Rocky. My parents still do watch The Young and the Restless. They're watching The Young and the Restless in that movie.
Yeah.
And Whoopies, okay, who had Whoopies? Everybody had something.
They had a Whoopie. Yep.
Oh god. And the whole chili thing. Oh man.
That's like one of the funniest things when he's making the chili. Is your dad home? Where is he? Over there. You see him go right across the...
I just like how he uses the iron when he's ironing the shirts. But come on, you can't.
He goes to make him a grilled cheese. He puts it down in the iron. He's ironing the grilled cheese. Like, here.
You want a beer? It's $9.30. Scotch.
It's just like
growing up. That was who Michael Keaton was
beer?
In our house. He was Mr. Mom. That's what you knew him from. Like it was like
Scotch.
I remember when he was going to play Batman. You're like, Mr. Mom is going to play Batman. What? How's that going to work?
Oh, dude. Yeah, Christopher Lloyd, right? Remember when they were all getting laid off? He's like, there's only one thing left I want. Disability. He's trying to jump out the window. Oh, no.
He's like, so what are you doing? I'm remodeling the whole house. I'm going to pull this all out. He's like, 220, do all in the electric, 220, 221. Yeah, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. Come on, Terry Garr. She was a MILF.
She was definitely a MILF. Such a MILF.
I just watched an interview with Michael Keaton the other day, and he was talking about Mr. Mom, and he said that whole scene where he comes in with the chainsaw, it was all improvised, kind of like shortly before they filmed it.
Really?
Because he kind of thought of the idea where if this boss is going to come to the house, he's his character was insecure enough to, have to show his worth in front of this guy. Like, oh, you're going to come in here and take my wife, huh? So he's like, I need some kind of big power tool. I need to walk into the scene with a power tool. So they just went and looked and seen what kind of tools they had available. He's like, yeah, the chainsaw. And so all that shit was made up like on the fly,
A lot of people forget too that it's a John Hughes screenplay too. It's a John Hughes movie.
That's right.
Not directing, but he wrote it. Didn't direct it. But... Oh man,
that was one of the earliest ones he wrote, I think.
It had to have been, right? 83.
Yeah.
To this day, I can call my brother or my cousins, and we'll do like the when Michael Keaton's he's in jail in Johnny Dangerously, and the bird comes. He's like, Roman's going to kill Johnny's brother at the theater tonight. Pass it on. And you know how like something, and they just keep saying it from person to person to person.
Yeah.
And obviously when somebody says something, it always changes. So by the time it gets to him, he's just like, I got a message from you. Vermin, Johnny and the mothers are playing Stomping at the Savoy Theater in Vermont tonight. And he's like, Vermin's going to kill my brother at the Savoy Theater tonight? That's not what I said. But I know this great fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta watch that one again.
I'll get drunk and like just leave a message for my brother. Johnny and the mothers are playing Stomping at the Savoy in Vermont tonight. Pass it on, and I'll hang up.
Great.
Oh, such funny shit. It's just like remember And the mom, Maureen Stapleton, just has to keep getting surgery upon surgery. How much? $200. We remove her glands or whatever. He's like, oh, it'd be great to hear her spit again, see her spit again. And then he's just like, I am not Johnny Dangerously. Well, he's like, bullshit. He's like, and I'm at the Pope, and there's Dom DeLuise dressed like the Pope. Hey, Pope. Remember that?
Yeah.
And he's like, nobody says anything. I'm not the notorious Johnny Dangerously. Here, Pope. Here, put a new wing on the Vatican. And he hands him a bunch of money.
Oh,
I could talk that movie all night. Just love it.
Yeah, and Gung Ho, that was a good one too. That was his next one after that.
Gung
I
Ho
watched
was
that in
great.
school. I think I watched that for Consumer Ed.
Oh
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. He had a cool teacher.
How about what's the sleeper? How about this was a sleeper film, Desperate Measures. Did you guys ever see that with Andy Garcia and Michael Keaton, where he's the nutcase?
Yeah, I did, but
I
again,
vaguely
probably
remember
once
seeing- I
when
think
it
I did
first
see
came
it.
out.
It's worth seeing it for him. I don't know if it's as great of a movie, but he plays a real good wacko in the movie. So,
oh yeah, right, the Joe Piscopo character. Johnny, you shouldn't smack me once. You shouldn't smack me. My mother smacked me once. Once. Johnny, you shouldn't kick me in the balls. My mother kicked me in the balls once.
Once.
Speaking of wackos, the Dream Team.
I have that here. Playing foosball with Kenny.
Yeah, that's a great one.
He's playing foosball
Again,
with him. He's hitting it
Lloyd,
off him.
too.
That's a sleeper film too.
Yeah. That's one you mentioned to a lot of people, and they're gonna be like, "What are you talking about?" But yeah, that was one I always enjoyed.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through his thing here now and see. So I think the one here where he creeped me out the most probably was Pacific Heights, because that was just such a dark movie.
Yeah, he was a real creep in that one.
Oh, and how can I forget? Jesus Christ, Night Shift.
Night Shift.
Yeah.
Oh God, It was great in Night Shift.
My friend Jeremy from work, Pat, did I tell you the story about the Night Shift poster? How he
No.
bought it. He bought it from one of those consignment of a folded poster signed by Henry Winkler. And he just thought it was signed by Henry Winkler. And he got it in the mail. And it was also signed by Michael Keaton. And he looked up the JSA authentication and it said Michael Keaton too. So he got a poster autographed with freaking Michael Keaton on it as well.
Oh wow.
Nice.
Yeah. That was pretty funny. That's a sleeper movie too.
Yeah.
Did it come with a bundt cake? Apparently, Henry Winkler likes to give everyone bundt cakes.
Really?
True story. Yeah. Apparently, every time he shows up on set or with a group of people or whatever, he comes, "Oh, try this delicious bundt cake." You know. So every time I see Henry Winkler, I say, "Ooh, bundt cake."
That's not a surprise. Ron Howard directed that, though, so you got some Happy Days connections there, right?
Yeah, because you got Henry Winkler. Yeah, you got the Fonz and Shelley Long too. Keaton didn't do a lot of movies. When his son was born, he stayed home to be a dad. Really?
Yeah, I think he's pretty private with his life, right? So that makes sense. He wasn't in a lot for a while, right? He
was out for a while.
break.
That was probably why. Jordan says, in all honesty, Birdman was amazing. I feel like Keaton was almost playing himself in many regards, reviving a previously lucrative career in one fantastic performance. Well, did he he got nominated for an Oscar for that, didn't he?
I think so. Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah,
He did.
That was a good one. I really liked that one.
Birdman's real good. There's that's a good cast too. Very strange.
Yeah.
But it's good.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the movie where he played Ray Kroc? You know, the McDonald's guy? That's very cool.
Yeah,
Very
that was one of the
good.
ones I forgot. I liked that movie so much. When I watched that, I watched it again the next day. It was one of those kind of movies.
You ever seen
Where
that?
like,
Pat?
I like that was good.
Which one is that? I don't think I
The
saw that
founder where he plays
The
Ray
founder.
Kroc, the founder of McDonald's. Well,
No, I didn't see
McDonald's
that.
was something, but he kind of put it to the
Yeah.
next level is the story.
The founder of
Yeah.
McDonald's.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah, I see it right here. I didn't see that one.
I mean, that's one of those
interesting when he
movies.
goes there.
That's right. I just said that that movie proves what a great actor Michael Keaton is. Where, not to spoil it or anything, but it's one of those movies where you start out and you love him. He's great, and then by the end of the movie, you fucking hate his guts. You know what I mean? It's like
because of
he's
what he
able
did.
to. Yeah,
Mind fuck some people.
God, he was such a great actor.
Wow, I didn't even know about that one. I have to check that one out.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it. There's a good cast in that one too.
Did you see? I've told Pat about it. I don't think Pat saw it yet. Did you see the one that he directed recently? Knox Goes Away. Did you see that, Bill?
I didn't see it.
I meant to watch it. Me and my wife were going to watch it one day, and one of those days she had a rough day at work, so we were kind of like, "Well, let's do a comedy instead." And then I never got back to it, but I've been meaning to watch that one.
Check it out.
Was it
It's
good? Did you
called
see it?
Max. Yeah, it's a sleeper. It's a good sleeper film.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to check it out. I watched an interview with him shortly after he did it, and he was talking about the movie. I'm like, ooh, I got to check that out when it comes out. So
It's cool when you see somebody like Al Pacino on screen with them because they had never been in anything together, as far as I know.
Mm.
So it was cool to see them in a movie together. But yeah, check it out. It's recommend it for sure.
I will.
Yeah, definitely check it out. I'm scrolling through here, see what else is here that I have.
Hey, Cody, what's going on, man?
Hey, Cody, what's up, man? When are you traveling? You traveling tomorrow?
I'm gonna go get a refill.
Here's Cody.
I don't drink. Trying to see, come on. I mean, he's just like an American treasure. Has he ever got? I'm surprised. He's one of the ones that should definitely get like one of those Kennedy Center honors or lifetime achievement awards. Because you just look at his body of work. It's just, I mean, to me, he was like me being a little bit older. He was synonymous with the '80s because of all the movies made in the '80s. I mean,
but then you look at it, like I said, you look at his thing here, and it's like he's in everything, and he's great. He's great in everything he's in. He's such a good actor. He's one of my favorite actors. You could go to a Michael Keaton movie and know you're not going to be disappointed in at least his performance. The movie might not be good, but he's always great.
He's going to be good.
Yeah,
Bill, check it out. Not available in Illinois yet. The Hulk Hogan Real American Beer.
He had the permanent.
Oh, I thought it was past blue ribbon at first. I'm like, what do you mean not available? Wow, cool.
Oh, so cool. Cody's in Kentucky.
So he is in Kentucky. Okay. Cody, we couldn't remember where you were from. I'm sure you told us at age 45.
Always flying out of Nashville right now.
Well, that makes sense.
So we'll know if like when you go to Collins, if like his room is like is the room with all the little small people from Phantasm where you just get sucked in and we'll never see you again. You're the trial run for when I go out in 2 months.
The door slams shut behind him, and he just goes, "Boy."
I'll be sitting there with the tuning fork, like, "Where's Cody? Where's Cody?"
Yeah, make sure you have a tuning fork in your pocket, man.
Cody never returned. We're canceling. We're not going to Ireland. Cody says, "Oh, you're a truck. I didn't know you were a truck driver, so that makes sense. Yeah, he's on the road most of the time. I did not know you were a truck driver. There you go. Cool.
He's got his CDL, Pat, right?
Siddle, nice.
Siddle.
Yeah, so I mean, we could talk Keaton all night, but I want to get too spoilery. I did see. I know Brett saw it. I saw Beetlejuice last night, and for those who haven't seen it, you'll be pleasantly surprised. It's actually a lot longer than I thought too. It's almost 2 hours.
Yeah, but it goes by quick because you're just kind of enamored with it, right?
I'd say there's probably 2 surprise cameos in it that I had no idea they were in the film.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you probably know who it is, and I don't want to say anything because they're not even mentioned in the beginning credits, which I noticed. I was like, wait a second. The wife looks at me like, is that so-and-so? I'm like, yeah. So I will not mention it.
Cool.
So you'll see it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
The new characters that you know that are in it, Willem Dafoe and Jenna Ortega, Monica Bellucci, they did a hell of a job too.
Well, that's that his name is not mentioned in the beginning. If you notice when they say who's in it, Willem Dafoe is not mentioned.
Oh, he was all over the. Oh,
I didn't know either.
Premiere. Oh, okay. He's all.
Yeah, he wasn't mentioned. The beginning credits. I remember reading the credits. I'm like, anybody out there correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember seeing his name in the beginning credits.
The other one that you're talking about, Pat, nobody really knows about because he didn't really go around promoting. So
yeah, I didn't have a big part in it, but it was a kind of a little cool cameo.
Yeah, the only thing I know about the movie is that it exists. I watched the trailer, the teaser trailer. That's the only one I watched. I never watched the full trailer. That's how I am nowadays. They give too much away. I'm trying to avoid trailers. I don't need to see them.
I didn't either.
It looks interesting to me. I'll go watch it.
I watched the teaser, which didn't say much of anything. So I went in there blindly. My wife went in even more blind than I did, and we both enjoyed it. So
I hold in regard these movies that, like when we were younger, like that movie was 35 years ago. For people to revisit it, I think it's just a special thing. Even if you just thought it was okay, I think it's cool to see what these people came back and did. And Tim Burton proved that, he shouldn't stay away as much as he's been. I'd hope he sticks around and does more.
It's a siddle.
Siddle. Sounds like
Well,
something
that's
from
yeah.
Married with
I'd
Children.
rather them. I'd rather them be doing sequels than remakes. If it's a bad sequel, it's a bad sequel. You can make another one, whatever. But I'd rather them do sequels and try and put their own ideas, add to what's already there versus trying to redo what was already been done that we all love. So yeah, bring on all the sequels. I'll take them all.
My
Did you get
my
to see it on date
neighbor,
night? Went for curry. Ooh.
dude, my neighbor just texted me. So you guys watch Cheers, right?
Oh yeah, big cheers.
Oh
guy.
yeah, oh yeah.
Do you remember? So remember Gary, who at the competitor bar?
Gary's Old Town Tavern.
Do you remember the one
Yeah.
where of course Sam's always never has the upper hand on that guy? Do you remember how the thief Harry Black pretty much tricks him into bulldozing his own
Harry
bar?
Anderson. Harry Anderson.
Harry
Yeah.
Anderson. He bulldozes the bar for like $1 million plus.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I guess he was just watching and he was like, dude, that episode's the best. I'm like, oh hell yeah.
Oh, I was sending Brad pictures. I was on a Married with Children kick yesterday, watching Married with Children. I kept sending pictures of my TVs. I was cooking in the kitchen, and I kept having Married with Children on because it's always usually on at night on Pluto TV. And there's the one where Peggy goes to class,
takes Al's bathroom, and
does she wants to be an interior decorator and redoes Al's bathroom, and he's like, give me my I'm telling you right now, give me my bathroom back, or you'll suffer the consequences. Then you see him come in, he's got a bag full of tacos and
Taco
burritos.
Fest.
He's drinking everything, and then finally he's percolating, he's like, and he goes upstairs and they all run out.
yep, he looks at the camera on that one.
Yep.
Same with the first teacher, the first critic that comes out from upstairs, right? He looks at the camera.
And the other one was the one when he loses his job, becomes a night watchman at the school, and somebody steals the trophy, and it's Bubba Smith.
Hightower. Yeah.
Hightower. And then they start going back and forth about whose life is worse. And he's just like, and Bubba Smith's like, yeah, man, you don't know how bad it is. This is my mother-in-law. He's like, oh. And so Al's like, oh yeah, want to see my mother-in-law? He's like, okay, stop. They go back and forth. You want to see my socks? And his toe sticking out, and I was like, these are my best socks. His whole foot sticking out.
His whole foot sticking out. Yep.
Oh God, yeah. I'm telling you, we have to nail down a date with your brother. We have to do our Married with Children episode.
He's we have to get that done here, and he's looking forward to it though. I think we got it done. Didn't you get yours done too?
Oh, mine's been done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, one of the ones I just mentioned is in my top 10. I won't spoil it, huh?
What the hell was the guy's name that had the restaurant above Cheers? The old dude, Sam, the old British guy. What was that guy's name?
I remember the.
God, you're bringing back so much nostalgia for me. I haven't seen. When Cheers was on TV, we used to watch it religiously. You had to be in front of the TV to watch Cheers every week. But since it's been off and on syndication, I really haven't watched it much at all.
It's on Pluto TV.
You're talking about the stuff, and I'm getting like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Well,
the restaurant is Melville's.
Melville's, that's right.
But I can't remember I can't remember his last name, but I know his name is John.
Bill, we went to Boston before my daughter was born, so this was summer 2013. So we went by Cheers, supposedly was. I ended up watching Cheers for the next year plus just to watch them all over again. Because I watched them when I was a kid. I wanted to catch humor that I wouldn't have, I could understand a bit better now.
Yeah.
And it still holds up to this day.
Well, the best is the later
episode.
It's
one of those ones I mean to do. I mean to stream it at night, like when I go to bed, but I can never get off Seinfeld.
The best part of the older episodes of Cheers is the dialogue. The guy's name is John. And I'm trying. I think his name is Mel, because I know it's Melville's his name of the restaurant, but they always called him John. But if you remember in the later episodes, he started to have a relationship with Carla.
Oh, that's right.
Remember they were sleeping together. So he'd come downstairs, where's Sam, whatever. He's just they go back and forth. She's like, you're a jerk. He's like, you're filth, whatever. He's like, 9 o'clock tonight, I'll be there.
Yep.
because they were sleeping together.
Wasn't it Carla had the one guy that was that tried to hold them up with a gun, right? Just so they could get married. The crazy guy. Remember that one? And then he shoots the hole up into the restaurant and he comes downstairs freaking out.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
I remember. Yeah, who was that?
you just shot my like bus boy in the foot or something like that.
Yeah, that's why the guy he always come down, Sam.
And he's like, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. And he's pointing at me. He's like, oh.
Well, I loved her ex-husband. I forget his name. He was the
hockey
dad in
player guy?
Clueless. No, the first husband, Nick
the first-
Tortelli. He was the dad in Clueless. He was
Dan
fucking
Hedaya. Dan Hedaya. Right?
Yeah,
he was
so good,
hysterical in that. I loved him. I mean, granted, he was fantastic in Clueless. He was hysterical in Clueless, but he was so good in
Commando.
The bad guy in Commando, the captain in Running Scared. The captain. Oh God.
Yeah, that's right.
He was also in Tightrope, which Colin and I've talked about recently. Clint Eastwood film. He's the dad in Night at the Roxbury, isn't he? The brother's dad, because he's got to run the flower. They got to run the flower shop.
I didn't
Jordan,
see
that
this.
one was about Michael Keaton being like trying to become clean and sober. He's like in a institute, or he's in rehab or something like that.
I know.
Movie. It was a real
There's One
serious
Good
drama
Cop too, right? One Good Cop was another one we didn't talk about. I didn't see One Good Cop, I don't think.
That movie, Clean and Sober, I remember when it first came on, like HBO or Showtime or something, and they played a scene from the movie in the ad for it, where he swore. I don't know if he said fuck or he said shit in it, and it was just like, whoa! Like I remember my buddy's mom being like, "Now they're swearing in commercials for ads," you know, like it was a big deal to have a swear word. I think it's shit. I think he said shit in it. Yeah. That's mostly what I remember about that movie was the offensive ad.
Oh God, I could talk. That's another show. I could talk Cheers all night long. So.
Oh God, I'm sorry, I got off the hook on that.
Oh no, I could talk that all night long. Lisa's Halloween Kills trailer spoiled the movie. Showed everything plus it was in. The only thing that really spoiled for me was the whole scene in the beginning of the fire at the house. They showed way too much of it.
You know what? He brought that up. Who brought that up again? Was that Lee?
Yeah.
The teaser trailer, though, if you remember the teaser trailer when the movie got pushed back, remember that whole year they showed the teaser? The teaser was good, though.
I love teaser trailers. Teasers are the way they should do it.
Teasers are the way to go.
Remember back in the day? Back in the 80s, they used to have teaser trailers that didn't even show anything from the movie. It would like be a little thing they'd set up just to promote the movie that had, like, look at Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. That's a good example. Leatherface. That whole scene isn't even in the movie where he goes by the lake and the lady of the lake gives him the shining chainsaw out of the lake and all that. None of that's in the movie, but it was a badass teaser trailer. They're like, oh, I can't wait to see this movie. Actually, the teaser trailer was probably better than the movie, but.
And Pat, Halloween H2O had a good teaser. They used the different mask in that spot, but
they did,
H2O teaser was good.
Well, look at the teaser trailer for Halloween 3. All they showed was like the bug and then the witch and then the logo, and that was it. You're like, okay.
Yep, that's all you need. That's all you need to suck me in. Is you have a good teaser trailer? I'm in.
I forgot he's the captain in the movie The Other Guys with Marky Mark and Will Ferrell. Did you guys see that movie? That's pretty funny. He's the captain.
My guitar player Alan loves that movie. He's always telling me, "You got to watch that again. You got to watch." I've seen it and I enjoyed it, but he's always trying to give me lines from it, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
He probably talk about how The Rock and Samuel Jackson are in that movie as like opposing cops. Oh God, it's hysterical.
Oh yeah, I do got to watch it again. The only thing I really remember about that movie is when they're doing that chase scene and he's putting on some music to get pumped up, and he puts on the Little River Band. Like, what are you putting on? A Little River Band. Always gets me pumped up, you know.
Did you guys talk about Jack Frost? I remember watching that once and it was too sad. I'm like, okay, once was enough.
I didn't care much for it.
It was all right.
Yeah,
it was all right. I saw it once. I prefer the other Jack Frost, where even though it's a bad movie, it's funny. Where doesn't he kill Shannon Elizabeth in that one? The horror Jack Frost,
the horror one with Shannon Elizabeth. Yeah. Oh, The Paper. The Paper had a good cast. Paper had a big cast.
Oh, Cody, go visit Johnny Dangerously. You'll be glad you did.
Yeah.
Oh, Johnny Dangerously. Damn. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I could just that entire film, I could just talk and talk and talk. I love when he's walking down death row, and the guy, remember they're putting the Tommy gun together, and the guy's playing the priest, and he's like, "Hi," he's like, "Semper Fidelis, Hi Fidelis, Magna Cum Laude, the radio's too loudy." He's just making up all the shit as he goes along. You're listening, like, what the fuck is this guy saying? It's like Anti-Meridian, all the little Meridians.
Yeah, Rob, multiplicities. Yeah, Harold Ramis, baby. Yeah, we all like Multiplicity. I think. Did you like Multiplicity, Bill?
Oh, I love that movie.
I know.
It's another one I saw it once when it came out, and I haven't seen it since. I don't really.
Revisit that, Bill. Revisit that. Yeah, Pat likes it too.
Such a great movie, man. And I always loved what's her name? Andy from
Andy McDowell.
Groundhog Day. Andy McDowell. Oh,
God,
another girl that never ages. Never ages.
Cody brought up Joe Piscopo because you guys were talking about that with Johnny Dangerously, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, remember Wise Guys?
We gotta watch Wise Guys, Pat.
Gotta watch Wise Guys.
The Brian De Palma comedy.
Thank you, Mr. Roccabano.
You seen that, Bill?
I seen again once a million years ago.
Find
Hey,
that
Alexa.
one. Right now. Watch that one. Hi, Alexa.
What's up? She's
Cheers.
it's a good friend. Her parents are good friends of mine. I grew up with them, and she was actually a ring stock.
Nice.
She attended ring stock last week.
Cheers.
And she survived.
Ring stock it was.
Yes. Her daughters are hot too. Really? Ooh,
That doesn't surprise me.
I'll have to check that out. I don't want to sound perfect, but I'll check it out. He says also in Batman '89, they rushed it out to calm all the fanboys down as they were going crazy with Michael Keaton playing Batman. So Rushed had music from an Arnold Schwarzenegger. Did it? Had music from an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie?
Really?
Really? I didn't know that.
The first Batman? What?
Maybe. I don't know. Who did the score for the first Batman movie?
Danny Elfman.
Yes, Danny Elfman. Yeah. Danny Elfman does a lot of Tim Burton
Danny
stuff.
Elfman and Prince. Danny Elfman did the score.
Party
and Prince
Man
did all the music, all the songs. Yeah, it was one of the first tapes I ever bought. Was Batman?
First single tape I ever bought. Single cassette tape. Yeah.
Same here. I had
remember,
records before that, but cassettes. That was the first cassette I bought.
Where does he get those toys? That was such a big deal when he said that, right? Everybody remembers.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Every line. There's so many good lines.
Nicholson, remember? Where did they get a load of me? That was
ooh, ooh, ooh.
The Two-Face character, the Harvey Dent character, is kind of like a background noise with Billy D. Williams. Later on, these other Batmans, Harvey Dent was a bigger deal.
Yeah. Well, it was always the intention. If you did a third one, Harvey Dent was going to be, one of the villains in it, Two-Face. But Tim Burton never got to go forward with his third one.
And actually, Tommy Lee Jones was fine, and the other guy, Aaron Eckhart, that played him in the Nolan ones, is fine.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Frank.
Yeah, it would have been interesting to see. It would have been interesting to see Billy D though. Play that smooth guy and then do that crazy. It would have been cool to see that.
Frank, what's up? Actually, Frank, it was funny. Not that it was funny. I was just thinking of you today because my wife, the local paper up here, what is it called? The Pike? Is it the Pike County Courier? The local paper that we always get had the obituary for Frank's grandfather in it, who passed away.
Mm.
So my wife saw it. She's like, "Is this Frank's relative?" I said, "Yeah, his grandfather died." So it was actually in the paper.
Sorry for your loss, Frank.
Yeah, thoughts, man.
Yeah, sorry to hear about that. Alexa says, "Yep, she attended. Yep, she survived ring stock." Everybody's going to come in next year for ring stock. I showed her the Halloween room, so she got to see the Halloween room.
Oh boy,
that should be your grab bag, your giveaway whenever someone comes to ring stock. A T-shirt. I survived ring stock.
That's the funny thing. For years, I kept telling her I was going to get T-shirts made that I went to ring stock, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
That's a good life, Frank. 96.
Oh, was it 96? Wow, holy shit.
Lisa's grandfather went to 98, and
I'm just trying to make tomorrow.
And smoke like a chimney too.
There's those people that are like that too. I had a great grandfather, was 99. All he did was drink wine and smoke cigars, and he was the nastiest son of a bitch. Didn't speak English. All he smoked was Italian, and just used to fucking hit you with his cane. He was a nasty son of a bitch. 99 years old.
My dad's 81, and he could barely get around. But I'm like, damn, he lasted longer than his parents did.
Damn. Seriously, that's why I keep saying, I'm like, that's why the puppies were driving us crazy. I'm like, for fuck's sake, they're gonna outlive me, these sons of bitches, and they drive me crazy. Trailer for Batman.
Well, you need to smoke cigars and drink wine and hit them with a cane, and then you'll survive.
I'm hoping, I'm
gonna be around Pat as long as I can because I'll live a long time.
Well, I always tell everybody, I tell everybody I take a page out of the book of Cheech and Chong's Nice Dreams. when they're talking about dying, and Chong's is like, when I die, I want to be cremated. Then I want you to throw a big party, and everybody can sit around and smoke me. And he's like, or they can shove me. He's like, whatever, smoke me. No, it's okay. Just sprinkle a little in there. Just smoke me.
Smoke me.
I just noticed in the foreground here, someone clipped off Batman's ears.
Yeah, you know, it was the picture was clipped, and I was trying to figure out a way to do it, and I was I drank a little bit too much today, so, and I figured I'd have it spread out so it would be even with the top of his ears, but it didn't work out. I'm like,
Batman's
and I saw it, I was like,
neutered.
should I change it? I was like,
Nah.
I didn't notice it till just now. I was looking at the screen. I'm like, hey, man, Batman's been neutered.
Like it says, it's made it a mission to watch. You gotta cut. Alexa, come up. I'll talk to her mom and dad. Man, you guys make a pilgrimage up here. I was just talking to Mike, saying it's the cooler weather up here. I get the screen in the backyard. I set the screen up in the backyard, and we watch Halloween in the backyard.
And Pat, maybe you should do that because we're going to do 1 and 2 the TV versions. That's what we want to do this Halloween.
Maybe I'll set everything up outside, and we'll do a watch along, and I'll have it set up outside. Because I have a screen. I hang it off my back deck, and I have a projector. And we watch it on the screen outside. We get a fire going, a couple of cocktails.
That'd be cool. Make it a little event, you know. That's cool.
I do. Actually, it was funny. Like last night, we went after we came home from Beetlejuice. Of course, the wife went to sleep. Her and the puppies. And I'm like, oh, I should have a beer. And I'm outside. It was cool. It was breezy. I'm like, oh man, I should get the screen out and watch Halloween. Really should. But then I got lazy and didn't do it.
I tossed on Creep Show in the background today while I was doing things.
Oh, great movie.
I mean,
that could probably go in our horror comedy, right? Did you put that there?
Totally.
Maybe, yeah.
We got to wonder if George Burns did the Clinton where he liked his cigars dipped.
Oh, you know, I was thinking about George Burns when I was up north by my dad. We watched Going in Style. Remember that movie, the original one, not the new one.
Mm-hmm.
George Burns.
What do you mean George Burns liked his cigars dipped? Dipped in what?
Well, he's joking, like because he, thinking like, what did he dip those cigars? And saying, well, you can ask Clinton that one too.
Oh, that's right, Frank Cook from Commando. Yeah, Bill Duke.
He's coming to Chiller this like So,
Director of Sister Act.
You should come to Chiller. That's what you got to do, Bill. Come to Chiller in October. We had a blast.
It's a cheap flight too. That's what makes that. If you can
Just
fly in at Newark,
just get a big carry-on and stuff Bill in it for fuck's sake.
No, I got to do that for H50. I'm already planning.
Yeah, then I could fight Bill Duke. It'd be Bill versus Bill, and I could say, I eat green berets for breakfast.
Yeah, Alexa, I'll set it up. You guys come on up. Drag Dad up if you want, and we'll hang out and have a couple. If Mom's not working, you can get her up. We'll hang out. We'll do some get a fire going, watch some Halloween.
Frank, are you going to get John Cusack? Yeah, he's been here. Well, he lives here, I think, part of the time. So showed no emotion the 2 times I met him. He's like, whatever.
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard from people who met him.
Which Halloween movies would you leave out of the movie night? Well, there's so many of them, so there's only so much you can watch. But I can honestly say, of all the Halloweens that I've watched outside in the yard,
you could leave out Halloween nights. That's about it.
Resurrection never makes it.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
I think that's it for me. I because you don't need it.
I think the Resurrection. I think I've watched everything outside except the Resurrection. I think that's it. Yeah, I've even watched the zombie ones outside.
Yeah, in H2O, a lot of people are slowly going away from H2O, or the fan base is back and forth on it. H2O, I look back, that was a big deal when that happened, when Jamie Lee came back for that first time. And
it really was
a big deal, and I saw it in the theater, and I remember being kind of disappointed with it. Like, it was cool, it was all right, but it was.
I was caught up in nostalgia from coming back.
That's right. Now that we know about all this stuff, like the music was all fucked up. Then the masks were all fucked up. If that stuff didn't, I think the movie would be a far superior film if we had.
I saw it once. The first time I saw it, Brett, was with my friend Pat that you met at 8:45, and we were so caught up in the hoopla of, wow, Jamie Lee Curtis is coming back. This is gonna be fucking amazing. And we were like, yeah, we came out of it. Then I went back and saw it again. I was like, I think I was a little overexcited because I don't hate it, but it's not. It's okay.
You could throw that out there. That's the shortest running time of the series. If anybody,
it's kind of grown on me a little bit over the years. last time I watched it was probably my favorite time watching it, actually, because I was like, I hadn't seen it in so long. It did that nostalgia thing again, where I'm like, oh wait, hey, that's the nurse from the first one, and hey, that's and it kind of like, okay, I get what they were going for. Now I don't know, I just kind of appreciate it more now than I did then, I think.
It was all in the middle of all the Scream like festivities, right? And all the Scream movies.
Yeah, and all those movies felt the same to me. The not the Final Destination, the Urban Legend, and all those movies that were coming out, they all had the same feel to them. And I was like, now they're lumping Halloween in with those. That's kind of what I didn't like about it, but whatever.
You put that on the screen, Cody. Yes, Joe is going. I'm going to try to make it just for Friday, maybe some part of Saturday, before I'll probably hit Buffalo Trace and then go to Scarefest because it's in Frankfurt. So then I can just go to Scarefest from there. Yeah, Bill, come on, I got to go to Buffalo Trace.
Oh, Frank, if I do some
right
Halloween
there.
outside of my yard here, Frank's got to come up because Frank's only about 35
I'll
minutes.
keep you in the loop, Cody. For yeah, it sounds like it's going to happen at least for a day. So we'll have to meet up.
Frank's wondering what Bill's favorite cover by a metal band is.
Album cover or cover song?
I'm thinking a cover song, right, Frank? I'm thinking like what's the best, cover of a song by a metal
While
band.
you're thinking, Bill, can I answer one for me if that's okay, Frank? If you don't mind,
go for it.
I like Paranoid by Megadeth. I like Megadeth's cover of Paranoid.
That's a good one.
I think it's awesome.
I know what I have one that came right to mind. That's Am I Evil, Metallica. It's actually Diamond Head.
That's a good one.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
God, I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm trying to think. I don't know. I mean, like, Come On, Feel the Noise is a good one, but I mean, I know there's better ones than that I'm not thinking of right now.
Yeah, for those that don't know,
that's a tough one. I'll think about it a little bit. I'll let you know.
Listen to the original version of that. It's weird when you listen to Slade do Come On, Feel the Noise.
Yeah, I know. It's a whole different song. They put a lot of energy into that one.
Yeah.
I had to get my daughter all psyched up before her softball game because she was starting pitching. I played Chaos AD, Sepultura. She's like, refuse, resist. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah, Sepultura, they got some great records. Beneath the Remains, that's my favorite one.
Beneath the Remains, good one too. That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
See here, yeah, you guys are the musicians.
Really?
You guys.
Mushroomhead, the Crazy from Seal. I'll have to listen to that. Not a big Mushroomhead fan, but that sounds interesting to me.
Bill, what's your favorite Slayer album?
That person.
My favorite Slayer full-length album is Rain and Blood, but my favorite Slayer release they've ever done is Haunting the Chapel EP.
I see they're going to be at Riot Fest. I'm like, really? Slayer? Okay.
Yeah. And from what I hear, Kerry King and Tom Araya just aren't getting along. It's a money grab. It's a money grab. I saw them on their farewell tour, and I'm good enough. That was good enough for me.
Seasons of the Abyss and South of Heaven. God, I listened to that so much when I was younger. Damn.
I've only seen.
Yeah, that was my brother's favorite.
I only saw Slayer once, and I don't think anything would have topped it. I saw them at the Big Four at Yankee Stadium, and
nice. Wow, you were there, huh? Cool.
And I tell everybody this story that when they started playing Rain and Blood, that stadium was fucking shaking. I was like I'm standing there, I'm like,
yeah,
holy shit, this place is gonna fucking fall down. I was like, holy crap, people went ape shit.
Man, I had no idea, Bill, but you asked Chris Nelson when we had him on. I didn't realize he was here in Chicago for that Metallica concert. So he must have posted something and you caught it then, huh?
He posted the picture from Metallica in Chicago, and then he just said, man, do I need this or something like that. He had a tag on it. So I just hit him up. I'm like, oh, you coming to Sweet Home Chicago, huh? And he goes, yeah, but I'll just be in there for 3 days. I'm like, I just threw it out there. If you want to go have a couple drinks, hit me up, But of course, he said I saw one picture. He was out eating deep dish pizza, and I tried to slip that in the chat. Like, where'd you go for your deep dish? But he didn't see it. I'm wondering if you did the Illuminati's or if you did the Giordano's.
Do you
Oh.
remember like when he was here for that panel? And we were talking about Chicago movies, and he's like, "Okay, we get it." He's like, "You guys have good stuff here." I was like,
I will have,
"Chill out."
I will know. I think they told me I'll work within the next week or two when I'm coming to Carol's stream because it's apparently a go.
Oh, good.
They actually
nice.
edited more
Sweet.
work, so I'll be out there probably for an extra day or two.
Yeah, Pat, we'll go. We could go out to Bill Land here. We'll get out to Bill's Land. Bill.
Well,
Bill's
I
got
told them,
some
I
good
said
stuff out of his
I'm going
land.
to try to schedule that I come in like on a Thursday, work like Friday, Saturday, and then maybe stay till Monday. Then we'll maybe we could do the podcast on location.
That'd be
On
something.
location.
Worst cover, Perfect Circle. I've not heard it, but just hearing what you're saying.
Perfect Circle covered. Imagine. See, that's where I'm not as big of a music fan. I
I
guess.
don't need to hear that.
Yeah, no, that doesn't sound like it would work at all.
Lee's going to sleep. Yeah, well, it's ass crack of dawn on the other side of the pond. All right, we'll see you on
Cheers,
Lee, have a good one, man. Thanks for joining. Yeah, Tuesday will be fun.
Oh yeah.
And for those that are tuning in, remember, we have some tiers. If you want to become a member tonight, I'll send you one of these. Whoever becomes a member, you pick. There's a $1.99 tier.
Do it now.
For the price of a cup of coffee.
Oh, Frank, what you did to me, man. My mind's in 100 places now trying to think of a cover song that I know I'm going to forget one. I just thought of another good one, though. Slayer, back in the day, did Inagata Devita, and that's pretty fucking cool.
Oh,
From Iron Butterfly. It was on the Less Than Zero soundtrack.
Yeah, I'm not a big Perfect Circle guy, but yeah, I love Tool, though. Yeah, I saw Tool. When did I see Tool? I saw Tool.
Oh, I guess I'm biased
one year.
with Megadeth. No More Mr. Nice Guy is a good cover, but that's Shocker.
That's Shocker. Yeah.
Yep. I know. I got a million right there, but I just can't think of them right now.
You got him thinking. So everybody remember.
Totally, man. Totally. You wrecked me, Frank. My mind is split right now.
Frank, were you watching some football today? Assume you watched some football.
I didn't watch any. I was outside.
Pat wasn't too happy. I know the Giants didn't do anything here. Our offense just sucked, but we had the defense come through. 3 touchdowns by the defense today, Pat. Very proud.
Oh, so that is our Keaton talk. People want to throw some stuff in the chat afterwards, hit us below. Let us know your thoughts on Beetlejuice. Yeah. We were trying to be respectful because Bill has not seen it yet. Plus, a lot of people probably haven't seen it yet. Not everybody ran out like us. I mean, I knew this was a movie I'd get the wife to the theater to see. Like most movies, she won't go to the theater to see. But when I see movies, she loved the original Beetlejuice. So it was an easy date night. So
yeah, like
I'm sure if we would have had the time, we would have won.
What's that?
It's one of those movies that like we're within a decade of all of each other.
Yeah,
I just remembered when that movie came out, it was a big deal.
It was sold out. It was a nice mixed bag of people like probably around my age, and then a lot of younger kids. So it was a good mixed bag.
And the movie, the original movies, it's aged well, wouldn't you say so?
I think so. Absolutely. I mean, there's a whole look at that. Like I said, just look at the age group that was there to see part 2. They all saw the first one and loved it, and they were probably all my daughter's age, like 18, 19.
Yeah.
Testament covered Aerosmith's "Nobody's Fault." Really, I never heard that.
That's a good one. I must be dreaming. What else could this be? I didn't know they did a video for that one too. I just recently discovered they had a video for that song.
Who was your standout in Beetlejuice? Beetlejuice to Cody. The movie belongs to Winona Ryder, but everyone is creative.
Yeah, Ryder.
You know what? I would have to say she actually was really, really good.
Yeah, Cody. Without giving any spoilers. Yeah, I think I agree.
She was really good. I think Jenna Ortega basically plays the same part in every film. She's like disgruntled. She's upset. She's misguided.
Catherine O'Hara is good. Catherine
O'Hara was funny as hell. She's funny.
Good too.
Yeah, she was really funny. So,
what were you going to say?
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I was thinking Catherine O'Hara. That's bad. I'm sorry. Macaulay Culkin, he's doing like a watch along of the Home Alone at the Rosemont Theater. Did you see that? I started laughing.
Yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
I'm like, wow, he's coming around to do one of those Chevy Chase type stand-ups with the viewing of Home Alone.
And Ralphie. Ralphie from Christmas Story's coming. They're gonna do Q&A with him and watch the movie somewhere.
Oh, he's gonna do it again. He did what last year too for the 40 year.
Yeah, I saw the ad somewhere recently. I think he's coming right here to Joliet. I think that's where he's coming.
I didn't realize you call that
To
Joliet.
Rialto.
That's awesome.
I know. I get. Hey, man. That's how it is around here. Some people say Chicago. Some people say Chicago. Some people say Joliet. I say Joliet.
You're a potato, not a potato guy. You're a potato.
I'm a potatoes.
Gotta go to Rick and Benny's to get me a breaded steak sandwich.
Sandwich, yeah. And then when I'm done, and I don't, when I got to put my leftovers away, I put it in the fridge.
So
Italian sausage.
Guys, well, Brett's met my wife, but you have to be around my wife more when she has a couple of drinks in her and she starts talking because she lives in Queens. So like the Leah Remini starts to come out in her.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Remember when she had a couple of drinks where it's like, oh, we're gonna go get a cup of coffee. Yeah, give me a cup of coffee. I go, where's there a W in coffee? She starts. Yeah, she totally starts talking like Rhea, and the kids break her chops about it too. And she's like, oh, stop yelling at me. I don't talk like that. I'm like, you're doing it right now. She sounds just like she's in The King of Queens. It's hysterical. After she has a couple.
Well, that's like, I don't know if they say it out near you, but I know in Chicago you don't call the living room. Here we call it the front room. Like one word, front room.
Oh, the front room.
Not front room, front. You got to get the CH in there. In the front room. Oh yeah.
Is that like the front porch? Like it's a front like front porch, front
room. Well, because I don't know where that came from, but and like another thing, like we have our biggest grocery store here in the area is Jewel. It's Jewel. My whole family works there.
Call it
but
Jules,
a lot of people call it Jules. Yeah, but they
call it Jules.
Jewel. I'm going up to the Jules. I'll be back.
The Jules.
Well, growing up as a kid, the living room was always the parlor. My dad always called it the parlor.
See, that's out there, yeah. Like I always hear them
going to the pizza parlor. You heard the pizza parlor?
Yeah.
My dad be like, "Well, get my cigarettes. I left my cigarettes in the parlor." So I say a parlor to my kids, like, "What the fuck? What the hell's a parlor?" I'm like, "It's the living room." Why don't your dad call it a parlor? I go, I don't know. That's the way he was raised. It's a parlor, and then it was always supper.
Supper, yeah.
Different.
Yeah, supper. That's what we called it.
It's kind of like Coke
when we were
and Cola,
kids, it was
right?
always supper and soda, and not pop.
Give me a liter of
my
cola.
Cousins, yeah, my cousins called it pop. We called it soda, and we'd always like, no, that's not what it's called. It's called soda. No, it's called pop.
It's like, I'll pop you.
That's
what the
a
fuck
big
you
debate.
Soda.
I think that goes around the whole country, Bill. Though the whole soda and pop thing, don't you think? Though that's probably
is it?
That's got to be past our neck of the woods, I would think. That's probably right, Pat. That's probably the same thing out by you. Soda and pop. Soda.
It's just soda.
Soda or pop. Nobody says pop.
Nobody says pop. It's all soda.
Or Coke or Cola.
When people would come from the Midwest to move over here, and they'd be like, "Oh, it's pop." I'm like, to me, that always falls into that category system Italian, where I'd argue with other Italians about what they'd call like sauce, or they call it gravy. So people are like, it's gravy. I'm like, my grandma would smack you if you called it gravy. No, that's what it is. It's gravy. I go, okay, do me a favor. Let's go down to the supermarket right now. Let's go down to the pasta aisle. Go pick out a can of red gravy.
Yeah. No, gravy
I
is
challenge
the
you
brown
to find
stuff.
any can that
Gravy's the
says
brown
red
stuff.
gravy.
Gravy's the brown
Everything says sauce. Nothing says
yeah,
gravy.
right.
You want to go to the gravy? Let's go to the gravy aisle. It's all fucking brown.
That says a lot. That says a lot for Pat being Italian, right? But you always got to stir it, though. You got to stir the sauce, like they say in Goodfellas.
Like in Goodfellas. You got to keep stirring the sauce. You guys, whoa, we got to look at this new member, Cody.
Hey, he wanted them figures.
He wants a figure.
Wanted them figures.
Cody, do you have it? You have one of these? If you don't have one, pick one. And I'm sending it to you. You're the first.
Send it to Cody or send it to me, and I'll give it to him when I'm there.
Yeah, either or. So you can pick a Myers on Fire or Myers Bloody Eyes. Hit me up afterwards. Awesome. Welcome.
Thanks, Cody.
Welcome.
Awesome stuff, bud.
Cool.
Hey, Pat, I just thought of something. Have you ever heard of a band called Iced Earth?
Iced Earth, yeah.
They had a whole album of cover songs, and they did Kiss, Creatures of the Night on there.
That was Portnoy's band, wasn't it?
No, that was Portnoy was in Dream Theater. Dream Theater.
I know he was in Dream Theater, but I thought he was in Iced Earth too. Who was the guy?
No, Iced Earth. The most famous drummer that they probably had was Richard Christie from he was in the Howard Stern show.
Howard Stern show.
Yeah.
I'm like, I knew the name. Yeah, I was confusing it. Right. I never heard them. I knew Richard Christie was there. That he was part of it back when I used to listen to Stern. And I
they were one of my favorite bands for years and years and years and years. I had everything. I seen them a million times, and they kind of fell apart because the main songwriter John Schaefer was one of those guys at the January 6th insurrection thing. He was one of the guys that stormed the Capitol.
He's still in jail. So he's still locked up, isn't he?
He's not in jail. He's out, but he can't leave the state. He can't do a lot of things. So it kind of put his band in, it ended it,
in limbo. That's right.
I think he still tries to sell stuff from his website, but that's about all he can do nowadays.
Oh, wow. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. So Cody, don't forget, hit me up. Let me know. I know you're going to be gone for a couple of days, but let me afterwards hit me up on either Instagram or on Facebook. We're friends on Facebook. Let me know. You want the one on fire or the regular one? Who was hitting me up on Messenger? Oh, there he is. That's him. He wants the bloody one. Awesome. Cool. Send me your address and everything, and I'll be happy to send it to you. Welcome to the Wacko family here. Awesome. So so tonight, aside from Keaton, and since Cody's in the chat and he's now a member, awesome. You'll all get to meet Cody on Tuesday night when we're going to be watching Day of the Dead together and he's going to be in Colin's lair. Hopefully he makes it out alive.
Looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be fun.
So let's do a quick movie review. So tonight we're doing a movie review of Day of the Dead from 1985, George Romero. And whoever wants to go can go first because I gotta pee.
Bill, you gotta go, buddy.
All right. Oh, Day of the Dead, great movie.
I'll be right back.
Best zombie movies, my opinion. Some of the best gore effects in a zombie film, especially like back, it was like the heyday. It was like, I think that's like Tom Savini's and all them guys. That's when Nicotero started working on that stuff. And man, it's just like, what a movie. I love Day of the Dead. So dark, such a dark movie.
It is.
Just being underground all the time and just the subject matter. It's like these guys cooped up and they don't like each other. And you got the military, just everything about
scientists,
it is great.
right?
Yeah, I love it. And Bub, they're the first time there's signs of an intelligent zombie and stuff. And how could you not love Bub? You know what I mean? He's great.
I didn't realize it's not rated. It's not rated. Did you know that?
I did not know
rated.
That.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I don't know. I always loved the movie. I'd say probably falls at my number 3 zombie movie of all time, I'd say. Dawn of the Dead, the original, being number 1, and Return of the Living Dead being number 2. I'd say this is my number 3 zombie movie ever.
Okay.
That'd be safe to say. I don't know. I'd give it, if we're going out of 10, I'd say 8 out of 10 for me.
I'm with you. It's not one of my favorites. It's probably number 3, like you're saying. The Bub character's great. The actor, he's a special effects guy. I think Sherman Howard that played him. He's become very.
What the fuck did I get my glasses?
He's become very symbolic for the whole series, right? Because of Bub, right? And I just compared to Dawn of the Dead or Night of the Living Dead, this one doesn't do it for much, but it do much for me. But the whole thing where the zombies are getting smarter, that was kind of like the first time they started showing this, right?
Bub.
When it first happened. And it's a Romero film. I like the guy, and he's no longer with us, that played Private Walter Steele, right? Gary Howard Clark. That guy, he kind of looked like a skinny John Goodman from The Big Lebowski. That guy's awesome in the movie. And then you got Joe Pilato, right? Joe, is that how you pronounce it? I know he's a big deal in the movie. I'm gonna give this, I gotta give this about a 7. It's not one of my favorites, but it's obviously up there. I think I'm with you, Bill. Like Return of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead is up there, and the original Night of the Living Dead's over this movie.
Frank says
For me.
underground with only one minute to pleasure do boring.
Yeah, it's just very dark. It's very dark, and it's very real. Like the people would. This is how they would react. You know, no one would be getting along.
It's personal.
I don't
It's
know.
very personal. Bill.
Yeah.
It's very grindhouse. It's like a very early version of a grindhouse.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because a lot of the Dawn of the Dead, Night of the Living Dead, they were great, but you knew they were like low budget looking films. But this had that gritty grindhouse look to it. Because I remember
and the gore effects are some of the best ever.
Yeah, they were very much more realistic because let's face it.
Oh, totally.
In Dawn of the Dead, I mean, it just looked like every time you saw blood, it looked like red paint. But but that's the charm of it. But I remember I rented this back in probably around 86. I don't think it was 85. It was around 86, 87. I rented it from the video store and watched it. And it was very underwhelming for me because I loved the first two. And it was a lot of yelling. It seemed like everybody was fucking yelling. It gave me a headache. And it was like no redeeming characters. They were all kind of assholes. And like you said, maybe it was a little bit more realistic because who's going to get along when you're in a surviving, trying to survive. So, and I have not watched it. Oh, God, I haven't seen this movie in 25 years at least.
That's probably what I'm at too, Pat.
At least because it's not what I reach for, and it's not. I don't dislike it, but it's just not in my movies I reach for. Put it that way.
Now so I know why we're all here together. We all feel the same way.
Yeah, I would honestly give this. I'll give it a 6. Because I don't. Aside from us watching it on Tuesday night, I don't think I'll probably reach for it in another 25 years. I'll probably be dead by then. But
yeah, no, so I mean, I definitely hold it in high esteem. It is like I said, it's my number 3 favorite zombie movie ever made. So I do really like it. I don't dislike Dawn of the Dead is the best in my opinion, and Return of the Living Dead. I mean, I just can't touch those movies in my opinion. So this one was a harder one to sink my teeth into. Like you said, the first time I saw it, I wasn't as thrilled with it. It's one of those ones that over time, each time I watch it, I'm more into it. It feels more real to me. It feels more like this is how it would be if you were hiding out from zombies. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's one of those like sleepers for me where each time I watch it, I like it more and more and more. And it's earned that slot for my number 3 for sure.
And while I'm thinking of everybody out there, do us a favor, hit that like button. Let's get those likes up. Slasher Fred says, if you guys ever watch the international trailer, it has a movie theater and there are many audiences watching, and there is a zombie sitting on a seat munching on his popcorn. I never saw that.
I've seen that.
Let's check it out. That's funny.
And here's some trivia for you, Pat. You mentioned Bub. Do you know who else Bub played? The actor who played him? He was in an episode of Seinfeld. He's the guy that Elaine was dating, who
was a psycho.
Broke up with him.
It was a psycho.
He was the fat guy. She said that she was dating, and then she broke up with him because he was fat and ugly. And then he got sick and went in the hospital, and he lost all kinds of weight. And he was the one that was painting the triangles and shit. And George bought a bunch of his art. Then he got better. He's the one that got the Junior Mint in him. The Junior Mint.
The Junior Mint. Yeah, during the surgery.
That's him. That's Bub. Is the guy who got the Junior Mint.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought maybe it was the guy that she was dating who was a psycho.
No, that guy. Yeah, that's
it almost looks like him.
Yeah. But no, because the last time I saw, like I said, I've been watching the Seinfelds like crazy all the time, and I got to that episode and it just was bugging me. I'm like, where do I know this guy from? And I IMDb'd him and I go through his list and I'm not noticing anything. Finally get to Day of the Dead. Bub? No fucking way. That is him. And I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Night, Frank. School night. I know. Yeah. I don't have to worry about that.
Have a good night, Frank.
Both of my kids are away at school. There's nobody here. This whole side of the house is dark.
Frank, I'm gonna think more harder about that cover tune, and I'm gonna get back to you. I'll hit you up, and I'll let you know what my favorite metal cover is. Put me on the spot there.
Awesome. So that is our review of Day of the Dead, which we will be watching with Cody, who's in the chat tonight. Colin, who's getting his beauty rest because he's got to get up early and get Cody from the airport. So make sure you come join us on Tuesday night for that watch along. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Awesome. So what else do we have on this fine evening? Oh, we'll do our.
Well,
Let's do our
I got to take a leak real quick, okay?
go pee. Yeah, go pee. We'll do our what did we watch, which we discussed a few things, but let's do our what did everybody watch this week.
Hold on, I'm charging. I gotta put my charger in.
Plug it in. Plug it in. Plug it in. So what we do is we do a what did you watch this week? We kind of everybody talk about things they watched. People hit us up in the chat. Let us know what you watched. Give us some ideas. Let's see. Oh, Ryan is he's giving us his review. 9 out of 10 for Day of the Dead, for the gore, and for the film, 7 out of 10. Go.
Yeah, that's a good one, Ryan. I'm with you on that, bud.
And Days John Harrison did music on Day of the Dead. Did not know. Oh, he did Creep Show. Didn't know that. Cool.
See, that's where I didn't follow the music on that movie. Okay.
Yeah, me neither. I would have never have known that. I really don't. So this
Joe.
week, what did I watch? I watched. We mentioned Copland before, so I rewatched Copland because that was on Pluto. And for those that don't know, that the actual Copland is my hometown, Edgewater, New Jersey. I finally watched Maxine. Mike and I watched Maxine the other night, and I enjoyed it.
Mhm.
I still think Pearl was better, but I didn't. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It had some cool twists and turns. And
Kevin Bacon was wild, isn't it? Wasn't he?
Kevin Bacon,
Oh,
I would have to say he was probably the standout in the film because he was such creepy.
yeah,
son of a
he was
bitch.
my standout. Yeah.
He was a standout of that film. He really, really was.
Yeah.
And what do you call it?
sure.
Crack me up too. What the fuck's the guy's name? He played the cop in it. He was in. He was the guy that was in the HBO vinyl show.
Giancarlo Esposito. No, he's the
No.
producer. He's their producer.
So
the
he's the
producer.
manager or whatever.
The
Manager.
cop. You guys watch Will and Grace? My wife used to watch Will and Grace. He was the cop that married the one guy, the gay cop.
Oh, the Italian guy that's in that show, the Haunted House show on Netflix.
Yeah,
with,
yeah. What the hell's his name?
Yeah.
He was.
Oh, yeah. He was in.
Frank
I know him from
something
Ant-Man.
Cassavetes?
He was in
No,
the Ant-Man movies.
Yes, he
Yeah.
was Judy Greer's husband.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
He was good as the cop. He was good as the cop. He cracked me up. But yeah, I enjoyed Maxine. I had a lot of fun with it. Then we finally watched Long Legs. We watched Long Legs.
Mhm.
And aside from Nicolas Cage being a wacko in it, and I enjoyed his performance, it was meh. It was meh. Really was. I think they were reaching and trying to get too deep.
Bobby Cavanelli is his name.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, Bobby Carnival.
Cannavale.
Yes,
whatever.
yes, that's his name. Thank you. But we watched Long Legs and we thought it was all right. I mean, Nicolas Cage, he was good as the he was totally unrecognizable as the wacko. He wouldn't even have known it was him. That was pretty cool. I didn't care much for that Maker Monroe's performance. It was very stiff and you just wanted to like shake her and be like, all right, come on, act. It was annoying me. The mom was good as a wacko, but it was all right. I didn't dislike it, but maybe if I watch it second time around, maybe I'll enjoy it a little bit more. So, but that's what I watched. I think that was it.
Yeah. I actually liked Long Legs slightly more than I liked Maxine.
Oh,
I would agree.
We watched Tommy Boy the other night. Tommy Boy was on. We watched Tommy Boy.
Oh, Tommy Boy.
Oh, you can't go wrong with Tommy Boy. I mean, that's a classic.
It doesn't hurt here or here. Just here. So much here.
when David Spade comes back to the car from the gas station, it falls off. What did you do?
What did you do? Ran out of gas.
Oh man.
I still like I love what they're looking at the map. He's like, okay, here's Moron. We're here. We need to go here.
It's like the peanut M&Ms going through. They roll down in the car.
Who's your favorite little rascal? Is it Alfalfa or is it Spanky?
When that fucking deer rips apart the car and like David Spade's freaking out and Chris Farley's just laughing his ass off.
Well, were they driving in the
Was
car?
it when the
They're
cop
changing the
pulled him
radio?
over?
No, they're changing the radio and the carpenters come on. You want me to change it?
Yeah.
When they're all singing.
Only if you want to change it. No, I'm okay. You sure? Then they're sitting there crying and singing.
That's a classic.
We can do a whole episode on Tommy Boy. So,
And Brian
yeah.
Dennehy in
for
that
sure.
at the beginning is god.
Yeah.
Callahan.
and Rob Lowe was hysterical as the.
Oh yeah.
I
Totally.
have a Callahan Auto Parts shirt. I should wear that sometime again.
Nice. Hey Alexa, she said a friend didn't like long. Did you see it, Alexa? It's so I would never discourage anybody from watching anything unless it's in the rink.
Tough feeling, bro.
Go watch it. Maybe I'll enjoy it. I didn't, like I said, I didn't dislike it. If I had to rate it, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10 if I had to do it. But what
I'd
did
probably
everybody
give it
else
an
watch?
8.
Yeah,
I'd probably give it an 8.
maybe second watch, maybe I'd go up to it. I have to
I
watch
give
it.
it close to about a 7.5 or 8, though. It was.
Yeah. If I watch it again,
Yeah.
you know. Plus,
I like
I also watched it with Debbie Downer. I watched it with my neighbor Mike, who hates everything.
Yeah,
Debbie Downer. That's a classic sketch.
It Follows. She's really good, and looking forward to seeing the second.
She was great in It Follows. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one. So,
Yeah.
what'd you watch, Brett? Anything interesting?
Oh god!
Oh, and of course, obviously, I watched Beetlejuice. I've got to add that to the list.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice. Which I went to the theater 2 days in a row. Shockingly, I went after the kids went to bed. I wanted to see. Well, actually, my wife and I went to see it when we dropped the kids off at school on Friday. We saw the Twisters movie because we wanted to see it on the big screen, and I didn't think it was nearly as bad. It's fun. It's a good big screen movie. It's got a lot of heart of like the original movie. I would not like despise seeing it or anything like that. If you enjoyed anything about seeing the original movie, see the new one. It's different enough. It's a lot of.
I'm probably gonna wait till it streams. I'll probably watch it. I was never a big Twister guy to begin with, but I liked it. But I'll wait till it streams.
Now the third movie, and I can't wait for you guys to see it. I think it's already gone. I had to see it right away because my brother told me to watch it. Have you heard about the movie Strange Darling? I'm sure you guys have heard about it.
I've heard of it.
I think it was you that mentioned it, right, Brett? Yeah.
Giovanni Ribisi is a cinematographer of the film. He decided to go behind the lens. But the shit that happens in this movie, it's just pretty much women getting kidnapped randomly, and the shit that goes on. It's probably going to be on demand pretty soon.
Wrong?
Yeah. That's all I'm gonna. I don't want to give too much away, but the movie.
What's it called?
Strange Darling.
I have to check it out.
It was a limited release, and now it should be coming out on demand sooner rather than later. Yeah. I have a feeling we'll be talking about this movie again. So,
cool.
Yeah, check it out. I did watch the first of the 2 episodes of the Sopranos documentary, and I loved it. I just brought back memories of watching that movie or that show for the first time. It's going to have to be a show I have to watch again sometime down the road here. Sometimes when you watch some of these shows, it's just like put all the time and effort to watch it all again. It's like, that's a lot. That's a lot of time you got to put into it. And,
oh yeah.
And I think that for me to do that, it's got to be like a sitcom, like I did with Cheers. You know what I mean? And I did it with Alf not too long ago. Alf,
you can't go wrong with Alf. You can't.
Fucking Alf. You know what? Oh, Bill. So this kind of goes with what I was talking about. I started watching some of the Wonder Years again. I met Jason Hervey from the Wonder Years. You know, he played Fred Savage. Was he the little brother in the Wonder Years, Pat? Right?
He was the little brother.
The older brother?
Oh, he must have been older, right?
Was he older or was he younger?
Older. All I know is he's
Fred Savage was the youngest. Fred Savage was the youngest.
I know he's Marty McFly's uncle that says, "What's a rerun?" Back to
he's
the
older.
Future.
Right.
The kid from Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
He's in Pee-wee's Big Adventure too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to I'm part of a Patreon group for these wrestling podcasts, and he worked for WCW forever before WCW.
Oh yeah.
So I met him. I sent Pat a picture. Took a picture with the guy.
Nice.
But maybe I watched 2 episodes of the original Wonder Years. I started watching the Wonder Years out of nowhere because I met him. I was like, I gotta watch this after meeting the guy. So
yeah.
That was
cool. A good show. I used to watch it back in the day here at 9. I remember there was a girl in school that I liked, and she liked that show, so that's why I checked it out. And I was like, yeah, it's actually a pretty good show. I used to like it.
What was the cute girl's name that everybody liked?
I did that with Parker Lewis.
Diablo. Olivia Diablo. Is that her name?
What was her name in the show? I can't remember her name in the show.
I don't remember her name in the show.
Yeah, but that was her name in the show.
She was in Conan the Destroyer. She was the princess.
I just know the dad.
The one they were escorting.
The dad was in Stakeout. He had the dog. And then he was the captain in the second Stakeout movie.
The dad was in a great show that was on only maybe 2 seasons, if it even made it that far. It was a show called Sullivan and Son.
Dan Lauria was the guy's name.
Dan Lauria, yeah. He was the dad in a show. Him and his son ran a bar together. It's called Sullivan and Son. That was a good show, man. That was funny. It was
Danica
pushing the
McKellar?
envelope.
Is that who that was? Yeah, sorry.
Oh, Danica Keller. She was the
Sister?
girl.
The girl.
No, Fred Savage's love interest. Winnie.
Winnie. I was just looking it up. Yeah,
Winnie,
Winnie. That's
yeah.
the name. I can't remember the name. Thank you.
No, I was thinking of the other one, the older sister, Fred Savage's older sister in the show, Olivia Diabo. She was like the hippie chick.
Right.
Yeah,
because everybody liked
What was
Winnie.
the show you just said?
Sullivan and Son. It had that comedian Steve Burns. He was the main guy. It was like his show. That was a really funny show. Really funny show. It had Brian Doyle Murray was a regular, like Cheers, like one of the regulars. He was like their Norm or their Cliff, you know. And he was real racist. So there was a lot of good racist.
I remember it.
In there.
I do remember the show, but I don't think I ever watched it.
Yeah, me and my wife loved that show. When they canceled it, we're like, damn, because the whole reason we knew that guy, that comedian Steve Byrne, we had a surprise party for my buddy Craig when he turned, I think, 30. We had it at a comedy club, and we didn't know who the comedians were. There was no one famous, and that dude Steve Byrne was the comic that night. And then within a year or so, he's on this. He has his own show, and it was like, wow, that's cool.
Oh man,
we saw that guy.
It only lasted 2 years. That's a bummer.
Yeah, I know, because when it never came back for a third season, we're like, man, what happened? That was a great show. We really liked it.
Yeah, it's true. You're right.
He's a bartender, it looks like.
Very similar to the one of yours. Yep. Same formula.
Goldberg's was a great show up until the last couple seasons. I didn't like the last couple, 2-3 seasons, but when that show started out, man, the Goldbergs was a great show. So much nostalgia.
Once the Jeff Garland shit happened, it fell apart, right? Isn't that what it was? Is once he got
canceled? But even a little bit before that, it was starting to lose its way. I mean, because it was like, it was on for so many years. You're running out of ideas now. You know what I mean? It's like you're rehashing the same shit, kind of. But those first like maybe 3 years or 4 years or so were really good on that. I really liked the Goldbergs.
But we grew up on that stuff. That's what made that show so good. I stopped watching after maybe the 4th season. I really got hooked on it. I'd love to go back and watch some of that though.
Yeah, those early ones are still really good, man. I really like that show. That was a good show. So much nostalgia. You
bring up that, Bill bringing this up and Slasher Fred, because of the narration of when he's younger talking. That's
right, with the talking, the same formula.
Yeah, yeah.
Good call, Slasher Fred.
There was a few shows like that. Well, yeah, what was the other show where people were talking over it? How I Met Your Mother, where they're always talking over because he's telling the whole story to his kids how they met the mother. It's the whole series. Yeah. It's just sort of, they had that same formula where they're talking over it, telling stories about whatever.
See, I never really was into that show, but my wife, that was like her favorite show, and my boys, they would watch it with her too. All 3 of them would watch How I Met Your Mother, and I was the odd man out on that one. Usually, I'm in here by myself watching a lot of these shows, and they're all off doing. That was the one. All 3 of them were in here watching. I was off doing my own.
I watched a lot of it. I used to like the Doogie Howser character guy, whatever his name was.
Yeah, he was the best part.
Because we'd all go out and get drunk.
Crack me up the most.
But always go out and get drunk and with Paul. Have you met Ted? Like somebody didn't want to talk to you, just grab him and say, "Hey, have you met Ted?" And you just walk away. we used to do that all the time.
Yep.
Have you seen the movie? Have you guys ever seen the movie Little Monsters? Daniel Stern, who played Fred and Ben's father.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember Little Monsters.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah. What's his name? Howie Mandel.
Yeah.
Howie Mandel. Yeah. Although a few, about maybe it's probably been 10 years now since I tried rewatching it, but I tried to rewatch that movie. I used to love it when it was first out.
It hasn't aged well.
It was a rough watch. Oh, it was a rough watch. Howie Mandel was annoying the shit out of me.
Dude, our counterpart, Joe Moody, loves the movie. You're right. I loved it when I was a kid, Bill, too. The only part I remember after seeing it was when he peed in the fucking apple juices, like in the fucking fridge.
Oh, yeah.
That was like the only, or I think it was apple juices or something. It was,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think of that movie, then I think of Drop Dead Fred.
Cat food or dog food in the sandwiches. Yeah.
I think I prefer Drop Dead Fred, and Drop Dead Fred's got some similarities to it.
Drop Dead Fred is a classic around here. We quote the line daily from that.
Thank you, Pat. I was waiting for you to say that too.
I'm a big Young Ones guy. Love Rick Mayall.
Man, you guys do a watch along with that. I'm on board, man. I want to be a part of that because that is a classic around here.
He's dead now, right or no?
Yeah, he died young.
Yeah,
he died real young. Yeah, I grew up.
We
might have to watch
daily around.
Used to watch the Young Ones every Sunday night on MTV in the 80s. Love the Young Ones.
Yeah,
Big
damn
Mac.
the young ones. Yeah, jeez.
Now,
Wow.
speaking of
Where'd you
Howie
put the
Mandel,
fire truck? Where'd you put the rest of the toys? Like everything he says is fucking hilarious. In that movie.
I think the best Howie Mandel. Did you ever see what the hell was it? It was Blake Edwards' movie, A Fine Mess with Ted Danson.
Oh God, I haven't seen Fine Mess in a long time.
That
Again,
was so
once
great.
when it came out.
Richard
Yeah.
Mulligan. Oh God, such a great movie.
Empty Nest, Richard Mulligan.
Empty Nest. Oh, Soap. I grew up on Soap. Soap was classic.
I grew up on Teachers, where he pretends to be the teacher.
Yeah, exactly. Remember that was great.
Oh God, yeah.
From Soap, yeah. He was also in wasn't he the same? He was in Heavenly Kid. Remember that movie?
The Heavenly Kid. Holy
What is-
shit.
Jesus.
Remember that
I
where
don't
the
know
guy
if I ever
dies, he
saw
goes
that. I
off the
know of
cliff with his car, and then he comes back, and that's his like liaison to come back from heaven. He rides
Was
on
that,
the motorcycle with him.
Robbie Benson? Is that who that was?
Maybe.
I can't think, man.
I
That
know
was
the dude, the
holy
main dude
shit.
was just in that. I just watched him in Southern Comfort. He was in that.
The Heavenly.
And then the kid.
Pat, I love the
And then the
noise of
mom.
keyboard.
The mom was the mom from I think Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, okay. No, I was thinking of a different movie. Okay, yeah, I know he's. This is where the kid and the kid exactly where the kid's like sort of like geeky and the dad's like almost like a greaser.
He was like a greaser.
Yeah,
he went over the cliff in his car racing. He
Yep.
died, and then he comes back to help his kid and shit.
He's like
that was a good one.
he's like his guardian angel. That's right. Yeah. Holy shit! I haven't seen that in a long time. Wow. I have to revisit this.
It's still good. I watched it a couple years ago. It still holds up.
Damn. That's
All right. So what I watched? Are you done, Brett?
Oh yeah, I'm good, buddy. I'm good, buddy.
All right. So Friday night, I watched a movie called Dark Harvest. Came out last October.
Ooh, I've heard people liking that.
Yeah, I remember Colin telling me probably back shortly after it came out. He's like, "Oh man, it's you got to check this movie out." And I was like, "Yeah, it's been in my queue in like Prime or wherever forever. I just been meaning to get to it, and I never got to it." I watched it Friday night, and man, they were right. That was a good movie. It was original. It takes concepts from other movies. Like I would say, without spoiling anything, I'd say basically take Pumpkinhead and mash it up with The Purge. And I don't really want to say much more than that. Just I highly recommend if you guys haven't seen Dark Harvest, check it out. Good acting, great gore, good concepts. You know, it's like one of those original concepts you don't see it too much in horror anymore. So I highly recommend it. Well made movie.
Okay,
it's on Prime. It's on Prime Video.
Okay.
Yeah. And then yesterday, me and my wife watched Eden Lake. With Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, I saw Eden Lake.
And the chick from Yellowstone is in it.
That's an older movie.
We didn't care for it. We were yelling. The whole movie. We were like, these are the two biggest fucking idiots I've ever seen. Like the whole movie, we were just yelling at the screen, like, why would you do that? And I know they want you to do that in horror movies, but it was the whole movie with these two. Every decision they made was the wrong decision. And they're letting these teenagers fucking walk all over them. I was just like,
yeah.
Bill, sounds like
movie.
It did have a good surprise ending, though.
Sounds like you needed to watch some Tales from the Dark Side after that.
Yes.
Yeah. I could always go for some Tales from the Dark Side.
To cleanse the palate.
Yes.
But
which we'll have to get back to that. We'll have to figure that out too.
Yeah, after this Friday, because this Friday's Friday the 13th, we're doing our other show. But yeah, maybe next But
which I'm really looking forward to. I stayed up late last night working on my questions and answers for Friday night. So
you're an animal.
Yeah, I have to start mine.
I was in the mood, man. I was in the groove. I was in the groove. I had two apps open. I had the YouTube going. I have all these different research. I was thinking up questions out of my head and then trying to fact check it all. You know what I mean? So I wasn't taking somebody else's like just something else I've heard. I was like, how many times did this happen throughout the franchise? Researched it. That led me to another question. You know, kind of like that. So I was enjoying it. I was having a good time, you know, but I just stayed up way too late doing it.
You're creating it. I got to take advantage of that book. I've got it. I might as well use it.
Yeah.
So I got to use
it.
it.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You guys ever watched that series, Bobby's World? They created the show where they had him playing himself and his character, Bobby.
Yeah. Howie Mandel. That was a classic cartoon. Yeah.
Oh, it was a cartoon? No, I never saw it.
Yeah. I know of it. I know what it is. I just never really watched it.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. That's what we watch, people.
stuff,
Do us a
man.
favor. Throw some in the chat. Let us know what you guys watch. This is, it's a good segment because people suggest shit we've never watched before. I've watched more stuff from that segment of stuff I'd never even heard of, or people told me that it was good, so I watch it. So it comes in handy. And what do we have?
Well, also this whole week I went on a Joe Bob deep dive. He had a marathon last week. It was his first marathon since he started back 6 years ago, and he did 6 movies. So it was like a 666 kind of marathon is what he was promoting it as, like a night marathon. And he went all night. It was like something that started at like 8 o'clock and went till the next day. And but I watched the replay. A movie here, a movie there, the next day maybe a movie. But I watched a bunch of them. I watched When Evil Lurks again. He had that on there.
Oh, he did that, huh?
Yeah. And I love when these movies that I've already watched and I like get the Joe Bob treatment, because then he gives you all the little details, little inside stories, stuff you didn't know. So that was a good one. Fade to Black. Remember that old movie, Fade to Black from the 80s, where the dude is a horror, or he's a movie fan, and something happens to him and he snaps and he starts recreating scenes from movies. Like he dresses up like a mummy in one and scares his boss to death. And that's a good one if you guys haven't seen Fade to Black.
That sounds familiar. I think I've seen that.
That's
it's from like 1983.
Yeah,
Like 83 maybe. Yeah. I'm trying to remember what else he had.
Well, I think was it today? I saw our good friend who was on the show, Nightmare Christie. I think Joe Bob and Darcy are going to be at the Nightmare Toys doing a signing.
I was going to tell you, Darcy's going to Chiller, Pat.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nice. Yeah, I met Joe Bob last year at Flashback. Not this year, but last year he was there. Super nice dude. So cool. I went up to meet him and talk to him, and I'm talking to him, and he's like, "Hey, get the whole family in here. Let's take a pic together." And my wife doesn't like taking pictures, but she likes Joe Bob, so she got in there. My son got in. We all got a big group photo together. It was like, he's so nice. He's such a cool dude.
Well, dude, when it was so cool to be in that panel with him and Sven Gulli. That was kind of like groundbreaking to see two guys like that do that panel.
And it was great. And then the cherry on top,
Charlie Band,
when Charles Band joined them. Yeah. That was fucking great, man. It was one of the highlights of the weekend last year, in my opinion.
That was cool. That was really freaking cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I wish they would have had more time. They would have went on all night, and I would have sat there and listened to all their stories too.
Oh heck yeah! Oh god, Sven Gulli's a legend too. So.
Oh man, that's when I met Tom Atkins this year. That's most of our conversation was about Sven Gulli.
My guy Tom, right here. This guy.
There he is.
There you go. There you go. Thrill me.
All right, so let's do our top 5 for this evening. Tonight we're doing our top 5 horror comedies, which is endless. But let's do our top 5. Right, let's do our top 5 horror comedies this week, which, yes, this could be endless. So,
Joe, if you go back and watch this, put your top 5 in the comments.
Yeah. So right now it's 9:07. So maybe he might be in that panel or doing something. I don't know what they're doing. It's got to be over by now, I would think.
It's got to be over. Usually on Sundays they end early.
Yeah, I would think so. But so our top 5 horror comedies. So, like I said, I went a little nostalgic because there's a plethora of them. So I just went back to my youth and some cheesy. There's 2 that's really fucking cheesy, but they were like a staple of my youth from the 80s. So my number 5 is Saturday the 14th.
We were just talking about that.
Richard Benjamin, Jeffrey Tambor. God, who was the hot? God, who the hell was the hot friggin' vampirist in it? I can't think of it right now. I forget. But
was it Gina Davis?
Was it Gina Davis in that, or was Gina Davis? No, Gina Davis wasn't Gina Davis.
No,
in
she was Transylvania
5,000.
5,000. Yeah, I get the 2 mixed up a lot.
Yeah. So, which is going to appear on this list? Because that's another staple of my youth. Yeah, so if you haven't seen Saturday the 14th, it's very, very cheesy, but it's a lot of fun. it's definitely it oozes 1980s.
Nice. Number 5 for me, and I don't think this movie gets talked about enough. And I recommend everybody going back to revisit it if they don't remember too much about it. And it's James Gunn's Slither from what's that, 2000 and 2006. 2006.
All right, right in the middle. I was right there in the aughts, real close.
Yeah, if people are wondering why that movie, when they used to have the Fangoria conventions, the Weekend of Horrors convention, they would always be promoting like a new movie or two there. And if you were in the first few rows, you usually got to meet the whole cast or the crew, whoever would be there to promote the movie. So I met everybody from this movie. I met James Gunn, and this is before James Gunn was doing Guardians of the Galaxy, and he wrote Dawn of the Dead. I met Elizabeth Banks. Look at how big Elizabeth Banks is now.
Yeah.
Michael Rooker, Nathan Fillion, Greg Henry. And Greg Henry, I talked to him about Body Double. Obviously, he's a big part in Body Double. And he was also in Payback with Mel Gibson. I love that movie. But there's a lot of people in that movie. Michael Rooker. Oh, God. Bottom line is, when I met these people, they were shit-faced. They were fucking drunk.
Nice. Makes it even more fun.
And Michael Rooker, it was when I was wearing a fedora. He's like, "Oh, come here. This is the way men hug." He gives me this big hug. It was so freaking bizarre. But in all seriousness, though, I love the movie, though. Jenna Fisher was married to James Gunn at the time. Jenna Fisher, who is a pretty big name. What was she on? The Office, I think.
The Office. Yeah.
Yeah. She was there because she was married to James Gunn at the time, and she's in Slither. So go back and check Slither out if you haven't. It's a lot of fun. It's an alien plague comedy. It kind of gives you Night of the Creeps vibes. It's almost like a new Night of the Creeps movie. I bet you James Gunn had some Night of the Creeps fandom there to make that movie. And I didn't have Night of the Creeps on my my honorable mentions. I probably should. But sorry,
Dude,
I'm going on a tangent.
The slugs are with Lincoln. The slugs are with Lincoln. They both have the slugs.
Yes. So that's a good point, Bill. So
Slither
is on my list.
Slither, let me tell you, man, Slither is. I love that movie. I love Slither, and I even wrote a song. There's an Everskate song that's based on the movie Slither.
Really? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, look up the song. Look up the song "The Urge Commands."
Is that on YouTube?
YouTube, channel? Spotify, it's everywhere. Yeah, it's called "The Urge Commands." You might not get it right away because my guitar player, I told him when I was writing the song. This is many years ago. This came out in 2010. That record, and I told him that that's what the song was based on. So my guitar player went and watched the movie. He came back and he goes, "I don't know how this song's about that movie. I don't get it." But I'm like, dude, I found a deeper meaning in it. I was like really digging into the character of Michael Rooker's alien character and like what he was thinking and how he felt and shit. So that the urge commands, like his urge commands, like he can't help it, So that's what the song is about. So go ahead and listen to it and see if you can get it, But
okay,
I thought I'd throw that out there. The Slither, I love Slither.
Awesome, dude. That's cool. I'm gonna check that out. I wrote it down here, bud.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna check it out.
And we still play that song live too. Play it every week at rehearsal. One of the ones that have survived.
Survive the revolving.
Well, we got so many songs, you can't play them all. So you pick a few off each record, and you keep rehearsing those because those are the ones you're going to play, and the other ones kind of fall by the wayside, unfortunately. But that's one of the ones that we still jam regularly.
Cool.
Very cool. Nice.
All right. Well, I didn't know this was kind of last minute. Didn't know I was going to be filling in for Joe. So I didn't even know what your top 10 was.
Oh, my bad.
Until you guys just started doing it. So I just kind of threw a real quick list together of what my, I'm sure I'm going to be forgetting movies here, but I'm going to say my number 5. Let's go with Shaun of the Dead. That's one of my top horror comedies of all time. We just watched it the other day.
Watched it the other day.
Awesome revisiting it. Yeah, I was with you guys. Remember, I filled in for that too.
Yes, indeed.
So yeah, that's. I mean, what more could be said? I mean, the movie's hilarious.
Bill came out of the bullpen for that one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was fantastic. That was. It's a great movie. I mean, it's another one that never loses its luster. You could watch it You watch it when it came out. You watch it now. You laugh just as hard. You know, it's. I think it's one of those ones that's gonna stand the test of time. You'll be able to watch it 20 years from now and still die laughing.
Good one. Yeah, I enjoyed. I hadn't watched it in a while, so it was a lot of fun watching it on Tuesday.
Same here. I had been meaning to watch it. So when you guys were gonna have it, I'm like, kick ass. It's a reason to watch Shaun of the Dead again. And then when you had me, I'm like, fucking hey, all right, now I get to talk about it.
So Shaun of the Dead.
Nice. Yeah, Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 4, actually, we mentioned it before. Bill mentioned it before. Transylvania 6-5000. That was a big 80s movie for me. That was a big VHS movie. Actually, it used to be on HBO all the fucking time. So for those who haven't seen it, check it out. It's got Jeff Goldblum, Ed Begley Jr.,
Kramer.
It's got Michael Richards in it. It's got John Biner. John Biner, and what the hell is the maid's name? I forget her name. She was the one that was in When a Stranger Calls, and she was Locke's wife on Taxi. What the fuck was
Carol Kane?
Oh yeah,
Carol Kane.
Yes, Carol Kane.
Yeah,
the mom from License to Drive.
And Gina Davis
with ketchup and potatoes.
And Gina Davis was hot as hell in this. Go watch it just for Gina Davis. She was hot as hell.
Get a meter next month.
Honestly, that's what I always think of.
Yeah,
that's what I always think of. Transylvania 6-5000. You think of that shirt she had with the boobs half hanging out.
Yes. Yeah, so good movie, man. That's a good 80s good movie from my 80s days, my VHS days.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
What do you got, Brady?
Number 4. I am gonna go with Zombieland, the first Zombieland. On a side note, that was the first movie I saw after I got home from my honeymoon. But my wife loved it too, so that was kind of the whole story. But I just like the comedy aspect with the zombies, the Twinkie thing.
Yep.
Woody Harrelson, like a lot of people don't like him, and obviously I might be biased because of Kingpin, this movie, Cheers. He's great in this movie, and Emma Stone. This is the hottest I've ever seen Emma Stone in these movies. Even the second one, I kind of watched the second one again. I remember just thinking it was just okay.
It was okay, yeah.
But Jesse Eisenberg, because he's usually annoying as hell with me. But
he was tolerable in that film, and the whole freaking scene with Bill Murray is worth the price.
Bill Murray, the Ghostbusters, yeah. Zombieland's awesome. Zombieland rules. I'd be surprised if there's too many people that don't like that movie, but I'm sure there's some people out there. So
just get out.
Travis.
Yeah, some people.
Travis, hi, buddy. Look at
Travis. Travis, where you been? We haven't seen you, man.
What's up, Travis?
Late to the party. He makes idle hands. Jason goes to hell.
Idle hands. Oh my God, idle hands, Travis. I totally forgot. Thanks, man.
Arachnophobia, Zombieland. He'll count Halloween in 2018. Nice. Yeah, I forgot. Truth be told, I forgot about idle hands.
I did too. I think that's the hottest you've seen.
And we did watch along for fuck's sake.
Yeah, we did.
I completely forgot. What about you? What's your number 4, Bill?
All right, for my number 4, I'm gonna go Return of the Living Dead, the first one.
I think you're gonna hear that.
I hit the fucking brain.
I mean, one of the best horror comedies ever made. I mean, it's I love that fucking movie. It's so much fun. Good, so good. There's not a bad part.
It's coming. It's on my list.
Here to
and then Tarman. I mean, Tarman, one of the most iconic zombies. We were talking about Bub earlier. He's one of the most iconic zombies. Tarman, amazing. Such a classic zombie. Love that movie. I fucking our boy from Jason Part 5, Demon. What's his name in this one again? I forget. Another one word name.
Trash.
No, Trash is.
Isn't he Trash?
Trash is no.
Oh, it's Trash was the girl. What the hell?
Damn enchiladas.
What was his name? Spider? Was it Spider? Maybe.
I
know he played Spider. Usually, most of his movies, he has a one-word name.
He's a one-word name.
But man, he's hilarious. When she first starts taking her clothes off, oh, she's taking her clothes off again. He gets a better steal right up in front, starts dancing.
Get some light over here.
And then my favorite line from him is when they go down and they see Tarman and they escape and they all run out and they all keep running. And he turns around and he's holding the door and he's the only one and he's beating the door. He's like, "Help me, you stupid fuckers!"
Oh, so good. And
Yeah.
for those that are
Return
just
of the
tuning
Living
in,
Dead.
go watch our watch along. The watch along was awesome. So
Yeah.
nice.
And Darren and Frank's best and worst of I told them both when we were at age 45. That's my favorite best and worst they've ever done. It's hysterical. So if you like their stuff too, Slaughtered Lamb, watch their best and worst video of it.
Right. So my number 3. So now
Bert, we have sort of a problem. Sorry.
yeah, exactly. Bert. Remember
We're gonna call the boss.
Bert. Yeah.
Lamb chops.
Bert.
Had those last week. Had those for
I am
lunch.
going extremely low budget, extremely deep into this one but this is a movie I found, God, I think on Cinemax late night in the early 80s. It's probably one of the first horror parodies, and it's Student Bodies.
Oh my God!
Wow. I was just
Student
talking
Bodies.
about that.
Yeah, Pat, you're getting really, really personal here.
Yeah.
Just
Student Bodies. I love Student Bodies. I remember I could never find it anywhere, and I've recorded it. I think the first time I had it, I recorded on a VHS. I think it had to be like off of Skinemax late at night in the early 80s. But for those who've never seen it, it's so cheap. There's nobody famous in it. It's so low budget, so cheesy, and it's a spoof of Halloween. And the guy's called the Breather. And he walks around. He's got the green rubber gloves on, and he's always breathing. He's like, why are they always upstairs? And he's walking up the stairs, creeping. He steps in the gum. Why are they always chewing gum?
Bert.
And the best is I love the shop teacher. All he's talking about is making horse head bookends.
Oh God!
Yes. Somebody gets killed with the horse head bookends, and the guy and the girl talking, and I loved his look. He's like, talking to horse head bookends.
That's such a coincidence. I was just playing Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the video game on Friday night with my band, and my guitar player Alan brought that up. He's like, "You guys remember the movie Student Bodies?" And he never brings up movies like that. He's like not a big. Like I tell him a horror movie, and he's like, "Oh, I don't know." He's very horror movie illiterate. But out of nowhere, he brings up that movie, Student Bodies. And I'm like, God, I haven't seen that in like probably 30 years, And I was getting it confused with Return to Horror High. You remember that one? George Clooney was in it.
Yeah.
It was one of his first movies ever. And
Yeah.
Marsha from the Brady Bunch. Yeah, I kept getting it confused with that. He's like, "No, that's not the movie." And he'd say a scene, and I'd be like, God damn, I gotta watch that again. I mean, I remember Student Bodies, but it's been forever
it is
since I saw
so
that.
cheesy, low budget, but it's so much fun.
Yeah, I gotta check it out again. I've always remembered the poster. That's a classic poster with the chick laying on the desk like that.
I used to have it. I used to have the
chalkboard
poster.
behind it.
Heck yes.
I had the poster. I
Yeah.
actually sold it years ago. I actually had the poster.
Pat, that's impressive. You had that
Nice.
poster, huh?
Yeah, I actually had the poster.
Wow, man.
That's awesome.
What are we at? We at number 3?
3.
Number 3. What do you got
Yeah.
for number 3?
Oh, I'm with Bill. This is where Return of the Living Dead falls in my list. And yeah, I'm so glad we did this watch along. This is one that I'm sure we'll repeat watching again. We're gonna have our share of ones that we'll repeat for whatever reasons, and this is probably be one that falls in that category, right?
This is a repeat, so I'll spoil it because Return of the Living Dead is my number 2. So I might just start out.
There we go. Man,
That's my number 2. Love it.
This might be our only one that we all three of us have. I'm thinking. I'm pretty sure this is probably the only one.
This was a big move in the 80s for me because, like I said, the whole soundtrack was like that was in the 80s when I was into my punk rock skateboarding phase. It had the TSML on there. It had all that, so I had the album on. I had the vinyl soundtrack, and it's just so many good memories of that. So so much fun. So, yeah. So what do you got for number 3, Bill? Because I figured that
By
was
the
my
way, I
number
always
2.
wanted to cover that song. I always wanted to do a death metal cover song though, Party Time, but I want to have a chick singer actually sing the vocals.
I like the other
have
one.
Joe Moody sing it.
Burn the flames.
I want to hear Joe Moody sing it.
Well, let's see. Let me put some hair on my head, and I'll.
Bill, you're gonna.
My number 3. My number 3 is Evil Dead 2. Dead by Dawn.
I do like Evil Dead too. I do it. I'm not gonna.
It's a horror comedy, 100%. The guy's doing Three Stooges to himself. His hand becomes possessed, and he beats the living shit out of himself with all the dishes. That scene is so fucking hilarious. I mean, how can you not laugh at Bruce Campbell? He's hilarious.
God, yes. That's
Travis, a few bad horror comedies that he loves are Dreamcatcher, Shane Black's The Predator, and Cabin Fever.
Man, I really fucked this up. I put 2 number 4s, so I'm gonna have to put that as one of these as an honorable mention.
Oh, now you're fired. Get out. So I already said my number 2, Return of the Living Dead. So
number 2, I've talked about it many times. Peter Jackson's Dead Alive, or also known as Brain Dead. It's by far horror comedy. It's the goriest fucking shit. He's over there. The rat monkey. He should come back out.
Yep.
Where's the rat monkey?
Go grab him.
He's our friend. Yeah, we got to grab him. He's here. He's here.
There was a really gnarly one in 2014 called Cooties. I remember Cooties.
That's good. Yeah, Cooties is a good one. Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
There he is. There's the guy. We've talked about it. We need to watch Dead Alive.
We should. Yeah, we could add that.
Dude, this guy, Bill knows because Bill messaged me. He's like, hey, check this out. I'm like, yeah, it's actually coming tomorrow.
Went off to do some other shit, including work on the stuff for his own channel, and it came back and we're still. That's it. Once we start talking and drinking, it's usually a marathon. We're at 2 hours.
It's usually a marathon
right now.
And Pat knows I'm.
Well, there you go, Jordan.
Welcome back.
Neither do I.
Yeah, so what's everybody drinking tonight? I got Yingling Oktoberfest.
This Hefeweizen.
Yeah, just old style.
Nice.
Yeah, Bill, this is an interesting place.
Yeah, Dead Alive. Now you just need the baby now. You need to get a figure of the baby.
And I really wish I could put Bad Taste with it too, because they're kind of both the same for me. Because Bad Taste is really
but I always like Dead Alive way more than Bad Taste, in my opinion.
And then we don't have to talk about Beat the Feebles. I won't even put that in these categories. That's
no, that's way off the rails.
But Brain Dead, Dead Alive, yeah, dude, it's one of my favorite films. Such a gore fest,
for sure.
It's great talking to people that are Lord of the Rings fans and Peter Jackson. Like, you got to see some of the shit he did before Lord of the Rings. It's fucking wild,
dude. And I love that he still acknowledges it. Like, he doesn't try and dismiss it.
No.
Like I said before, I think we talked about this when you showed me that rat monkey. If you watch Peter Jackson's King Kong, in the background, you could see a cage that says, caution, rat monkey. So, there was a rat monkey on the boat.
And did you ever see his acceptance speech when he won for Best Director for Return of the King, and then it won Best Picture? He's like, yeah, I just wish my movies like Bad Taste and Dead Alive would have had some recognition.
Did he?
Well, I'll tell you, in these parts, everybody I talk to loves Dead Alive. Everybody I talk to loves Dead Alive. People I wouldn't think even knew what the movie was. We're like, you ever seen Dead Alive? Like, yeah, you did? How do you know what that is?
Dude, and that's a country that my wife and I have always talked about visiting. We always hear great things about New Zealand. Pat, you probably have too, right? Everybody says New Zealand.
I'd love to go to Australia, New Zealand. I'd love to take a trip down under.
And I think he still lives there, if I'm correct. I don't think he lives here. I think he lives there still. So he's.
Here you go, Brett. Here's a little nugget for you about my buddy Craig. You know him. He when he was a little kid, when he was a young kid, his dad got offered a job in New Zealand. And they thought they were moving there. And he came to school and he told everybody, screw you guys, I'm moving to New Zealand. Like, he's out of here, And then come Monday, he's still in school. It's like, what the fuck are you doing here? I thought you said you're going to New Zealand. He didn't get the job. But all these years later, he's not really huge into the superhero movies, but he went with me to see Deadpool 2. And that kid in there, he's from New Zealand, and he talks with the really accent there, And after the movie, Craig goes up to me, he goes, man, I guess all these years later, I'm glad my dad didn't get that job in New Zealand after all. I'd be talking like this dickhead. I need to get my revenge.
Oh, New Zealand! You met? Oh God! And he didn't leave. Oh man, I couldn't say that if I didn't think it was going to happen.
I know.
So you must have busted his shot for a long time.
School and talked shit, and then here he is Monday. What the fuck are you doing here? I
He
thought
did
you were
the
out of
carpet,
here.
like, screw you guys, I'm going to New
Yeah.
Zealand.
Totally. When that episode came on, man, I thought, oh, this is Craig right here, going to New Zealand.
Oh man! So you got a number 2, right, Bill?
Yep, my number 2, the movie I watched today. I'm going with Creepshow. I mean, it's more horror than comedy, but there's a serious comedy, overtone through the whole thing.
Oh yeah, I would say so.
That's why it's higher on my list too, because it's more horror, and the horror comes first for me. That's what makes a good horror comedy for me. If you're still scared, there's still good. Not scared. I'm not scared of it anymore. But at the time when I was a kid, even the poster for Creepshow scared the shit out of me. I remember seeing that poster in the video store. I'm like, I ain't watching that thing. Now it's like one of my favorite posters ever made. Yeah.
The scene where
it's more horror than comedy,
painful,
but it's still funny too.
He used to scare the shit out of me.
It's so well done. Yeah, so well done.
Matt Gonzalez just pointed out about Blood Diner. So Blood Diner,
that's a good one.
I watched it not too long ago. Can you not? Yeah. See, Pat's never seen it, and Sean Clark's never seen it because I asked Sean if he was ever going to do a
Sean never saw it either. Wow.
Sean's never seen it either. I was like,
it is a little obscure. It is kind of obscure. It is. Compared to most horror movies.
Wait for that Dead Alive long sleeve shirt to come in from Gutter Garbs. Fucking sorry.
But I do always remember seeing that box in the VHS store back in the day, the Blood Diner with the little hand in the neon with the knife.
With the neon with the knife, yep.
Yeah.
Or Dead Alive with the mouth opening up.
Oh, of course.
Well, I went to the obvious, but I was trying to think of like what made me laugh the most in a horror comedy, and of course, it's got to be the first Scary Movie.
Wow. That's your number 1, huh?
It's got to be, yeah.
I love Scary Movie too. That's the one I like a lot.
To me, when that came out, it was like it was a culmination of like a lot of the ones from my 80s that I showed you, but done better.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in years. I remember I used to love that movie. I got to rewatch them all. My wife was so into them. I bought her every Scary Movie, even the Charlie Sheen ones. I haven't watched those in years.
Sheen started doing what, 4 and 5, or was he in 3 too?
Yeah, he was like the last couple. Yeah.
Okay,
those I barely remember those.
Pat's a Scary Movie. My number 1, I always considered a comedy. It was one of the first I ever saw. Was House from 1986, babe, or 1985.
Oh man! See, I just threw this list together last minute. Yeah,
I honestly forgot about it. Yeah,
that's a comedy. I'm sorry, that's a comedy. There's
for sure. Again, it would be at the top of my list because it's more horror than it is comedy, but it has that comedy through line throughout it.
Through line through it. Yes, when you got Richard Mole in there, and then George Wendt.
Oh man, George Wendt. He comes over with his spaghetti and shit, and he's gonna stay up till midnight and watch the door with those goggles.
I think I really got to go back and watch House 2. I remember liking it, but not as much as 1. I don't know, Pat. Maybe we should do House 2. I know we did 1.
We did 1. We could do House 2. I would do that.
We should maybe do House 2, and maybe I'll watch it ahead of time to see if it still fits in.
Yeah, Tales from the Hood had some good moments in it too.
Oh, Tales from the Hood.
The best part about House 2 was the bad guy. The older I am, the bad guy was pretty cool with his big mustache. It's like something you don't really see in movies. A rotted bad cowboy, like a cowboy
pirate looking dude. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He's all black and burned and shit. Yeah.
But I remember just the one thing that took me out of that movie always was the green caterpillar dog thing. It was like, it's so cheesy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My wife, that's her favorite part, though. My wife, that's her favorite part of the movie. She loves the movie because of that thing,
Oh yeah. What's your number 1, buddy?
Are we up to number 1 now? You guys did your number 1s?
Yeah, number 1.
Okay. Number 1s.
All right. Well, then my number 1 is An American Werewolf in London. Great movie.
Yeah.
It's definitely a comedy. Definitely a comedy. It's horror first. It's mostly horror, but I laugh the whole movie at the same time, especially every time Jack pops up.
Yeah. Sorry, I called you Meatloaf.
He gets worse and more rotted each time he sees him.
As he's going.
Time he sees him in front of the porno theater, he's like, "Are you kidding me?" Just the look he gives him, and then that's one of my favorite movies of all time, and it is my number 1 horror comedy ever made.
A naked
for sure.
American man stole my
John
balloon.
Landis, baby.
Yes,
What a
yes. What?
what a good film too. What a good film.
No, it's one of the best. I love that movie. Love that movie.
Good stuff. That is
Actually, I
our
had a
top
whole song I
five.
wrote about that.
That's our top
Oh.
five, man. Everybody can throw some more in the chat. Throw some in the comments afterwards.
You
What's
got
that,
some
Brett?
honorable mentions, Pat, really
You
quick?
can throw
or
some
I don't
honorable
know?
mentions out there. Throw them out there. To me, I gotta have Night of the Creeps.
Night of the Creeps. Scary movie too. I just the whole opening with James Woods, the whole Exorcist stuff, and
Oh yeah.
Chris Elliott, take my strong hand, child.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, take my little hand. It's much stronger.
Repossessed.
Technically, I guess it would be number 6. I had Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness is so fucking good. I'm sorry.
I consider Army of Darkness way more a comedy than horror. I consider Evil Dead more horror than comedy. I consider well, not Evil Dead. Evil Dead was just horror, but Evil Dead 2 was straight up horror comedy. But yeah, Army of Darkness is so slapsticky.
Well, and Bill, I think you said, I know Pat and I love it. You're next. That's almost a fucking comedy, right, Pat?
You're next.
Yeah, I got to rewatch it. I love that movie. I haven't seen it in forever. I got to rewatch it.
Or what do you call it too? Chopping Mall.
Right. Chopping Mall. Oh, good one. I've missed Chopping Mall. How about People Under the Stairs?
Part of that movie is Dick Miller.
Dick Miller just
one scene. Yeah. People Under the Stairs. That's a comedy to me. I'm sorry. It is.
Yeah.
Well, Dick Miller's in Night of the Creeps too. Remember? He's like,
yeah.
He's like, you have the proper forms. Then he sitting there loading the shotgun, and he's like, I was like, I guess you don't have the proper forms. Well,
Yeah. I love that scene because he laughs at. He's like, "What I need is a flamethrower."
Flamethrower.
Yeah.
Pat, did this subject come up because of Beetlejuice? Because Beetlejuice fits right in there. Obviously, I assume that's how this.
Because I was trying to think, and I know Joe is off at the gas station. And I knew you were busy, so I was like trying to think of something. And I just write all this shit. And people suggest this stuff, so I just wrote it down. I'm like, well, I just saw Beetlejuice. What about a horror comedy? And that's basically what it is. I mean, that right there is honorable mention to Beetlejuice. I mean, for fuck's sake.
And thank you for wanting to do Michael Keaton too, because that's just we all like Michael Keaton. Who doesn't love Michael Keaton?
One of the best.
Frighteners and Happy Death Day were my other ones. Sorry, those are my last.
Happy Death Day. I had that actually on my list, and then I just moved a couple things around, and it became an honorable mention. But I love Happy Death Day. I thought that was funny as hell.
Could we call The Burbs a horror comedy? I don't know if I'd call it.
A lot of people
yeah, because it is. It's it's more of a comedy than horror, but it's a comedy with horror elements. Just like I was going to say, Death Becomes Her.
Like a dark
Bruce
comedy.
Willis.
Or
like
Gremlins, right? Maybe Gremlins. Well, Joe Dante. So yeah.
What do you call it? A dark comedy too? Like Neighbors. You ever seen Neighbors with Belushi and Aykroyd? That's like a dark comedy.
Yeah.
Like horror dark comedy.
Okay, yeah. It's all a matter of opinion. Maybe that's probably why I thought Burbs was more comedy. That's why I didn't have it on the list. I was just
it's a comedy, but it's dark, with horror elements.
Yeah.
So instead of calling it a horror comedy, call it a comedy horror.
Because if I had it on my list, it'd probably be number 1 if I considered it a horror comedy. So
cool. So that is our top 5 horror comedies. Come on, throw some in the chat. Throw some in the comments afterwards. And what do we have left?
Great topic, Pat. Great topic.
That was good stuff. Cody's still awake.
We could
What's
talk
up?
about that one all night.
Yeah. Because everybody can relate to that. Even people that don't like horror films can watch those and enjoy them. So.
John's still around too. Sure. Especially with a hint of humor. Otherwise, I prefer comedic scary. Yeah, it's nice when there's a perfect example that Bill gave, like American Werewolf in London. I love those with a little bit of humor, but it's technically a horror movie. But it's got that little bit of comedic overtones.
It's some of those Friday the 13th films are like that, Pat, right? Like the 40th anniversary, before the final chapter. Why are you such a dead fuck, Ted?
You gotta be such a dead fuck. So Cody just got on the plane. And I was like, I'm like, dude.
Jesus Christ. Jesus
Cody's got on the plane. Oh, the kids are here.
Oh my God.
It scared the shit out of you. It scared the heck out of you, bro.
Jesus.
Dad, are you live streaming this?
This is live. Look at that right here, kiddos.
Hey,
okay,
guys.
no, okay. I'm gonna get off here in a few.
It's Pokemon.
They see Pokemon.
When you get upstairs.
Brett's got to jump off and change his chonies now.
Yeah.
One second, guys.
Oh, God, I remember those days of trying to get the kids to
Where's
bed on
Mom?
a
Sick?
school night.
Okay.
Mom's upstairs
Like and
loading.
subscribe.
Okay.
Yes, like and subscribe.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
So right now, Mom's upstairs cleaning her gun. She's loading it. I remember those days. I remember coming home from work because my wife would stay home with the kids. So so I'd come home and she'd just be in the kitchen like this. You need to go talk to your kid. You know what's bad when they're your kids, not our kids.
When
you
I
need to talk to your kids before I kill them. I'm like, okay.
I ran into I was at the Cubs game with a coworker on Friday, and they watched like they watched it after we were live, and Taylor was on once, and they're like, "You're gonna have your hands full with her." I'm like, "Yeah, ask Pat and my co-host; he'll tell you the same thing." He's like, "Yeah, I know I'm gonna have my hands full.
She's just like my daughter, and I talked to my daughter today too. What a pain in the ass she is. So she had one check left at her job. So, and I haven't spoken to her. She never calls me. So I call her today. I said, "Oh, I'm at your job picking up your check." Not that you ever call me to see if I'm still alive. Hi. I go. You only call when you need money. I know. Which
I can't believe this.
Would you classify?
I've been looking at myself in the fucking thing. One of the biggest horror comedies ever, right here.
Oh yeah,
and that's one of my favorite horror movies. Period. I probably should have
me too.
Because that's all funny.
It is my favorite vampire movie ever made.
I would say
Bill,
I can't believe it. Think of that.
The critics give it at least 3.5 to 4 stars everywhere across the board, which I think is just awesome too.
I would have to say Resurrection is probably the most. It's got the most comedy in it. Believe it or not.
I would say that's the one I would go with too, because there's too many personal things going on in 4 and 5, and even 6 for that matter. Because 6 can be pretty.
5 is 5. I think they were trying to have a comedy element, but it just didn't work with them bumbling cops and the stupid, goofy music.
Yeah, but that was probably the only comedic part. But I think Resurrection did.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
John. So I'm thinking about doing a kiss and chat for Wednesday night, but actually maybe Wednesday. But if not, I think Thursday I'm going to be doing this. So make sure you join along for the live watch along of Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park.
See, when you have your headphones on, I couldn't even hear them come down here. They stealthed it. It scared the shit.
They did. They scared the shit out of you. So for those that want to join in live, probably I think Thursday night I'll do this live watch along of Kiss Meets the Phantom. And if you don't own it, I found a link where you can watch the entire film.
Bill, you know how bad they wanted to go into flashback? At least my daughter did. I'm like, you're not going in there. That's dangerous.
Oh man, you should take them in. That'd be fucking cool, man. Take them on like a Sunday when it's like more chill, you know. Get the weekend pass. Come by yourself Friday. Come with the kids on Sunday.
I took her into Days of the Dead, and Nancy Loomis loved her to death. Like Nancy Loomis talked to her for like 5 minutes. So that was kind of cool. That was kind of a memorable thing that I won't ever forget. And speaking of house, William Cott, she was with me when we met. William Cott,
nice. The greatest American hero.
Yep.
Believe it or not, I'm walking on air.
Roger Cobb.
Yeah.
Right?
Roger Cobb.
Yep, Roger Cobb. I never thought I would feel so free.
Oh,
and Pat, 2 rules. Do you have a chop top tattoo, Cody? Wow.
Wow.
He's the rumor. He's the rumor. He's the next character coming to the Texas Chainsaw game. Let's all hope.
Really? Bill Moseley?
Chop top. Yeah.
Oh, the chop top character?
Bill Moseley's been it was months ago. It was probably 6 months ago. Bill Moseley was someone took a photo of him in the Gun Media, who makes the game studios, with the main guy, and they're talking. So rumors are they've been dropping little hints too. There's like little radios play. Dude, the Texas Chainsaw game is so immersive. You feel like you're in there. You feel like you're in the family's house and in their basement and shit. And there's a radio. You'll walk by it and you'll just happen to hear little, commercials or news things going on. And one of them totally talks about the Vietnam people have come back from the war now and blah, blah, blah. That's totally a shot at Chop Top, because that's why he wasn't in the first movie. He was off of Vietnam. That's why he's in part 2. He's back. He's
Pat,
crazy.
It's going to get dangerous if they make a Halloween game like that, Pat, like Bill's saying.
Yeah.
We're all fucked.
The one that's supposed to come out is supposed to be like that. They said it's going to be along the lines of a TCM game. The second one
will be.
Not the one that's coming out now.
Game.
Yeah, the other one's
right.
That
one that's coming out is an arcade game. That new one, the first one that come out as an arcade, that looks fun too. And with the Evil
Double
Dead,
Dragon
that looks
Halloween.
like it'd be fun too. Yeah, right. Yeah, old school Nintendo side scroller, you know.
Oh, good
All right,
stuff.
cool. So we're actually going in reverse order. So what we have left is we didn't do our new items in our collection, so we can do our new items in our collection
Yeah, good, buddy.
and our collectible spotlight at
Yeah.
the same time. So I got a lot of shit because we took 2 weeks away and I did a lot of buying. So I picked up the Mezco H2 figure, the 10-inch vinyl figure, and I got the Gamer Retro colored one, which is weird looking as fuck. So I picked that one up as well.
See, I'm not going to show those ever if you got them too. Yeah,
I did get so I do have the display with those, and Cody, who became a member tonight, is going to get since he joined, he's getting the fire one. I do have this other one left, so anybody who wants to become a member of the channel, $1.99, and I'll send you this. I'll send you the Bloody Tears version.
Nice.
For becoming a member.
Come on, do it now. Come on.
Do it now. And like I said, I went back and bought these two and the display, so I have an extra display. You know what I'm going to put in the extra display, the empty display? All the millions of fuck ton of socks that Halloween has. I have so many fucking Halloween socks.
Yeah, there's more Halloween socks than anything, isn't there? Yeah.
And I have them coming up. So I got there's the 2 signs from Burlington that I picked up. And that's the back of my
badass.
Right from the back of my car when I grabbed them. There's the hat, the Myers mask hat that's at Five Below.
That's at Five Below, that hat?
Did you see the Bloody Tears one?
That hat's at Five Below.
The hat's at Five Below. Oh, my bad. Good thing you didn't get on the. I thought you chose the fire one. He wants the Bloody Tears one. Sorry, okay. So the on fire one's left. When's the plane taking off? Wow, you still have service. Usually when I'm on the plane, they freaking cut off. I never have service on the plane.
Maybe he's taking that private line that Sean Clark took to go to Vegas. I don't know if you've seen that video.
No.
He's on like a little private plane. He's like, it was fucking badass. He got right on it and check his luggage or nothing.
Travis was in Burlington.
That's a quick flight for him.
You saw Rick Springfield and Richard Marks in Burlington? They're really
Still,
slumming
that's probably like 45 minutes for him. It's not that bad. Maybe.
Yeah, I think he said like it was an hour round trip. I mean, not round trip, but to get to like airport, get in the plane and fly there. It was like an hour.
Yeah, he could be the lucky owner of Burning Dick. Burning Dick Warlock. Nice. So this hat is at Five Below. Go check it out. I bought 2. We got 2 of them actually.
That's the one that's like a full mask too, right? Like it's like a ski mask too.
No, I don't think it. I haven't opened it up yet. I don't think it folds. That was the one that Spencer's had one like that a couple of years ago. I have that. Here's a plethora of socks that I picked up from various locations.
Burlington.
Yeah, Burlington, and I don't know where. I think the one was from freaking Walmart. I don't know. There's so many fucking socks. I got stacks of socks. There's the keychain, the H2 keychain. That's at Five Below also.
Jesus Christ.
There's the other socks I picked up, which I forget where the fuck these are from, but there was another pair of socks I picked up somewhere. There's the acrylic stand. So these are at Spencer's, but I see them at Spirit now too. Originally they were at Spencer's rather. So I picked that up. Let's see what else. The mug.
You got it.
The mug from
Hot to right?
Peak. It's not bad. From Hot to Peak.
Yeah.
And I got the Carl Malden version of Michael Myers.
Shit, mine's upstairs. I forgot to post that one. Yes.
So this is the slightly balding Myers that they have at
and he's got long hair. He's got H5 hair.
This is at Walmart. And this is the one that's at Lowe's. And is there anything else I got here? I don't remember. Oh yeah, and this is the figure from Hot Topic, it's just like a variant of this one.
Pat, I think I'm gonna have now that we got 2 new Charlie Brown looking Myers out now, gonna have to go live like when I have them all up in the yard again, like last year.
Yeah, you should do that again. And I also the 2 new shirts I got.
Yes, the Walmart one and then the Five Below one. Yeah,
the Five Below one. So I got those new shirts, and since we're doing it,
nice. For the Japanese, yeah.
I mean, for $5.55, and even the Walmart one's really nice for $8. The Walmart one's like $8 and change. You can't beat it.
The one with the cool design I like.
Yeah, the Halloween 2 one. It's like $8. It's like just under
Yes.
$9.
And it looks like I gotta go to Walmart.
Yeah, that gray one is $8.98, and the one that you like the logo of from off of the sign, Bill. Yeah, that's $8.98 too.
Nice.
Cody's been drinking. Hey, you get on a plane, you can do a little mini vacation. I would have been drinking too. We've been drinking.
Cheers,
That's why
Cody. Cheers.
we're aiming for a 3-hour stream because we've been drinking.
Yes, we are.
Why not? Let's go.
Richard Marks mentioned Michael Keaton singing his song in the new Beetlejuice. Did he? Oh, that's hysterical.
Oh fuck! There you go, Bill. Jesus Christ!
What song did he sing? Hold on to the night.
I'll be right here waiting.
Hold on to her memories.
Oh my God!
All of a sudden, you seen Michael Keaton with the guitar and he's singing. He's like,
it's so quick, Bill. It's so quick. But
I look at my wife. She looks at me. We're both just like we're not talking. We're just mouthing.
What the hell's going on? Anyways,
it was hysterical. So yeah, you'll see. So that is all the shit I accumulated the past 2 weeks. And let's see, what did Brett get? So Brett's got some stuff here too. Let's see.
This goes back to Flash. Oh, so our friend, you know who I got these from, Pat?
Yeah, Michael Romano. Mike Romano.
Yeah, we got that Turkish H1 or H1 cover. That one is just, I haven't been able to find that one for a long time, so I grabbed that one. And then that's one of our German books in the center there. I thought that one was kind of cool to get. And then I've always wanted to get one of these European Warner Home Video Halloweens. That's the first one I've ever gotten. So.
Yeah, they're cool as hell.
Yes, I paid some penny on it. Oh, see, so now, Bill, I'm going back to my flashback stuff. That's how long it's been. So that's my signed Eli Roth Thanksgiving poster. I love that poster.
That's a great poster.
Yeah.
Ooh, so there you go.
I got 3 of the 4 guys now. I added Edward Furlong and I added James DeBello. And I had already had.
So you met him there? You met him there? Was he cool?
So James DeBello flashback. He was a cool dude, and I got Edward Furlong before they kicked him out because he had COVID. So I did, as far as I know, I didn't have COVID, so I was fine. So, but I had already had the main character. What's the actor's name? I just know he's from Jimmy. He was Jimmy in Superman Returns, the main kid, Lin Shaye's son.
Oh yeah,
I had him from a while ago.
I can never think of his name, but yeah,
I can't think of his name.
He was on that show, Being Human. He was on that show, Being Human. Yeah.
So the only one of the main 4 I don't have is the guy in the far left that was in Cabin Fever, the deputy from Cabin Fever.
Yeah. And did you see the Cabin Fever panel at Flashback?
No, they were. Did they talk about?
They were talking about that guy.
They're like,
James
they don't even
DeBello
know where he's at, right?
About that guy.
James DeBello was like, dude, I don't know where he's at. They like nobody knows where he's at.
I don't know, but he told a story about him showing up on set and shit, and just he goes, his character was pretty much him. Hey man, what a party! You know?
Well, Edward Furlong and James DeBello both compared stories though. After meeting them a week apart, they're good friends. They still talk regularly, so they knew right away that, like, hey, yeah, he's coming here to Chicago next week. It's like, yep, that's when I get him on this poster. So. I think we all love this movie. This movie should have made a lot more money. I think it unfortunately got blackballed probably because of Kiss umbrella, but you don't have to like Kiss to like this movie. I think that's
it's really not a Kiss movie.
No,
Kiss is literally in it for 6 minutes at the end.
The message is
Kiss is just the theme that binds them all. That's basically all it is. And it gives them the driving force to trying to get to a Kiss concert. But the movie is what happens to them along the way.
Right.
Oh, it's so good.
I think all 3 of us could agree. If this didn't have that whole Kiss umbrella, like if people would just put that away, this movie would have been more popular and people would find this movie.
This should be in the beloved category.
It's also what makes the movie. I love it. And I'm not the biggest Kiss fan. I mean, I am a fan of Kiss. I do like some of their stuff, but I'm not like Pat. Like, I'm not a super fan. And at the time when this came out, I was not a Kiss fan much at all, you know, and so I was like, it made no difference to me whether Kiss was in it or not. It was just a fucking hilarious movie, you know.
This is in my pocket along with like Dazed and Confused. It's in that vein.
And you guys get this with this movie too. They make fun of Kiss because of the whole disco thing.
Yeah,
right. They make fun of Kiss too.
They lampoon it.
Yeah, because
the best line.
I bet Kiss makes the disco song.
Yeah.
No way. They'll never
No way,
make a
no way Kiss is
disco
going to make
song.
a bullshit disco song. Yeah, and what do they do?
Yeah.
Sure enough, they did, right?
Exactly.
I was
They feed a
made for
priest.
loving you,
They feed a priest shrooms.
Yeah.
You know, I gotta remember, Pat. I could. Lynn
No
Shay does
Flaherty.
conventions.
What are you looking at, Sister Gonorrhea?
Lynn Shay does
That's
a
great.
convention. I could get her to sign this too. She does shows. I know Joe met her down in Texas. So, yeah.
Lynn Shay's cool. I haven't met her, but I would like to.
And you got Eli Stein Hostel too, huh?
This is that banned European poster. Yeah. Like he put blood drops under his signature. He was a character, but he was a super cool dude. He wanted to just like do his signatures as art. So I was like, okay, do whatever you want. So, yeah.
Dude, that panel on Friday night at Flashback was great with them guys.
That was part of the collector spotlight, that one, but that's fine.
Oh, was it? I
It
wasn't sure.
yeah, you're fine. Yeah, it's good.
Hold on a second. What else is on here? There's there he is.
Yeah, that's at Monster
Nice.
Mania, Pat, in 2018. That's 2018
That's
Monster
awesome.
Mania before I went back to Monster Mania with you.
We'll go right into what the hell is it? There you go. Just change it.
Collector spotlight. Yes, so that's Andrew McCarthy, Jonathan Silverman, Terry Kaiser, and Catherine Mary Stewart on that poster. I pretty got the main four characters on that poster, but
And what year was this?
2018.
He still looks good. I mean, that's 6 years ago. He still looks good.
That's the Crown Plaza tent back there in Cherry Hill, right? Yeah, Cherry Hill.
Cherry Hill. Yeah.
Yes. I was
That's
probably
awesome.
I was already 3 shits to the wind at that picture.
And everybody always just thinks of Weekend at Bernie's and Friday the 13th Part 7. When I look at Terry Kaiser, I also think of a couple classic Three's Company
episodes. You
Three's
hit the
Company.
nail on the head.
The one
Bill.
where he wanted to kill Jack, but Jack pretended like he was already dead.
Yep.
That was in the coffin.
And his eyes pop.
That is
Oh.
so classic. That's a classic episode.
I guess he's in that movie Stream too. So like that horror movie with all the actors in it are legendary horror figures. So be curious to see that movie. He's got those glasses on, Pat.
He looks good. Yeah, that's awesome.
He's
Looks like he's in
he's
the
from that
Beatles.
area. He's from that area. So
So what happened is my collectible spotlight? Oh, I put this up there because the fall's coming, and I will find out for those that don't have this if they're making it again, and I'll make the pilgrimage and pick up some more of it. But the lemon IPA.
Ooh.
is it back out?
I'll call the Pizza Brothers Brewery and see if they're making it this year.
I just it doesn't. Bill, if you tasted that, you probably Bill. I'd be shocked if you like that.
It's
I
very
gotta at least try it. I gotta
it's
at least
very
try
lemony.
it. Come on.
Very very
A
lemony.
Michael Myers beer, I gotta at least try it.
There's the one in freaking Michigan that I tried to get, but there was no luck finding that.
But that's the one. Didn't one of you guys send that to Sean or someone sent it? Didn't he try that one?
I did not
On the
send that
show?
one to him.
I didn't send it to him. The guy that
Somebody
actually
else did.
so a couple of years back, even before I knew Brett, I think didn't I sell you some, Brett, too, before I knew you?
This actually is how Pat and I kind of got together. Yes. So Jeremy, who I
Really?
work with,
From
who
this
Pat
beer?
met, bought the beers from Pat off of Instagram, I believe, or just talked or made it. Oh God, we shouldn't probably saying that out live, but yeah,
I don't
my
care.
friend Jeremy spoke to Pat and bought a 4-pack of it, and Pat FedExed it to Jeremy, or FedExed it to me. I think actually, I think you sent it to my address. So that's
And that's
So
how
what
you guys
happened
met.
well, I found
I
out
knew
that
Pat, but
I had
like
seen these online that they were making them, and the Pizza Brothers Brewery is it's honestly about 2.5 hours away. It's not close. It's just out by Hershey, Pennsylvania, and I was like, oh, you know what? I want to go get some for myself. And then I was like, because I think I posted it in the collectors group, and people were like, oh, if you go get it. So I went out there and I bought like $500 worth of them because
Oh, wow.
they're not cheap. They're like $10 for a fucking 4-pack. So I walked out with cases of it. And
they're more like 15, weren't they, Pat? You probably paid more.
something like that. And everybody's, and I didn't make a fucking dime on it. Believe me, I didn't. I actually made it because you figure it this way. I paid all the gas to go back and forth. So I was
And
just
you paid
selling.
your post was face value, and you said actual freight with FedEx
I
freight.
didn't charge anybody for it. I was just trying to help collectors. I said, yeah, I'll go get it, whatever. And so next thing you know, I sold it to like fucking. That's how I met Michael too. Strickland. I sent some to Strickland. I had sent to tons of people that I know now that I didn't know at the time, but I know now. And I didn't do it. I had a lot of people asking me the next year, and they're like, "Oh, you're not going to do it again this year?" I said, "To be honest with you, I had made no money on it, and I wasn't trying to make money on it. I didn't have a problem doing it for fans, but I caught so much shit from people because the shipping was so expensive."
That's what it was. You were doing legitimate.
And I was doing legitimately because you can't send it through your United States Postal Service. You can't send alcohol. Some people are like, oh, everybody does it. I go, well, I'm not everybody. I go, I'll be the guy that gets arrested for it, so I'm not doing it. So if you send it FedEx,
I didn't know that.
FedEx doesn't give a shit. So I said everything FedEx. So it was more money. Everybody's like, oh, why is it this much? And I'm like, look, say, hey, did you go get it? Did you spend the time and gas to go get it? And you're going to break my balls about how much the shipping is?
Yeah. That's fucking bullshit.
So that's why I didn't do it the following year. I'm like, fuck everybody. I'm not doing it. Everybody's like, oh, you're going to do it again? I'm like, nope, not doing it. But maybe I'll go get it for like a couple of people like yourself, like some friends, and send out some friends.
And if you get some, I'm interested. I'd like at least two. I like one to try and one to keep.
They also do a Friday the 13th one too.
Oh wow!
But I don't think
that just looks badass.
I really don't think, Pat, they've made it for a little bit. I thought though, but I may be wrong.
I know. I know. GK kept asking me, and he was hounding me, to be honest with you, and I kept forgetting to ask. So maybe I'll reach out to them and ask them. Maybe this week I'll call them and say, "Are you guys doing the Myers brew or the Friday the 13th brew?" And if they're going to do it, yeah, I'll go. I'll probably just go get it for a couple of friends. I'm not going to go get cases of it like I did last time because I'm not putting up with that headache. I mean, and Brett knows when I wrapped it in fucking like plastic wrap, so if it leaked, there was no way. I was like fucking anal about it, and I'm like, you know what am I doing this for? For people to give me shit about how much the shipping costs?
It's time consuming too, Pat. It's just that was a lot, dude.
I didn't know you can't send alcohol through the United States Postal Service. That's how I sent all those spicy pickle beers and all that shit was right through United States. I had no clue.
Well, everybody probably does it.
Bill,
people probably do it, and everybody's like, everybody does it. I'm like, you know what? But I always know I'm that guy that tries to do.
But I did it like you.
And when I do the wrong thing, I'm the guy that gets caught.
Yeah, that's how I always say the same thing, Pat, man. I'm like, if anyone's going to get caught, it's going to be fucking me.
Exactly.
And it's going to be doing something I don't normally do. So it's going to be some stupid shit where I was like, I never did it before. But yeah, I did the same thing like you. When I sent those cans, I bubble wrapped each individual can, and I put the whole thing like in a bag. So if anything leaked,
so
but I didn't know it was illegal. Yeah. I just did it just because my buddy Craig works at UPS and he's talking about spills all the time and how nobody gives a shit. They'll just throw something in a box and just send it, not even tape it properly. Yeah. So I made sure that shit was secure, you know.
I think I started sending them, hey, Travis, take care. Have a good night, buddy.
Yeah, Travis.
I started doing it through FedEx probably because of Pat. When I sent all the stuff to Sean, I did the same thing. I bubble wrapped everything tight. And plus it got there in a decent time too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
FedEx might have been more expensive, but
I haven't had the rush beer, but I know Brett's had it. You've had it? Have you had it, Bill?
No, I never had it. That's
I drank that with Chris Nelson twice.
That's right.
That's what I'm saying. I thought you gave it to Chris Nelson. You guys both liked it, right? Yeah.
Chris Nelson's his girlfriend, I think, that was like really raving about it. And then, but Chris had said it on one of the thing with two heads. Then I had some shipped to the hotel for H45. So I brought that to the VIP party.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I gave one to Matt Arts. Maybe I didn't give. Maybe it's somebody else. Yeah, I had a 4-pack and I passed them up.
Actually, Rob Windsor's not in the chat, so it's not over here. It's over here. Rob Windsor, another person. I always help people out finding shit. So Rob Windsor couldn't find the H2 button-down shirt from Walmart, and he couldn't find one of the Spirit Halloween H2 pumpkins, and I found one of each. So I have to ship that out to him tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah, Rob.
Yeah,
Rob's
I don't have anything new.
Supporter. Good dude. We'll hopefully meet him somewhere.
You guys did your new stuff. I don't have anything new though. The newest thing I got is my phone. That's my new big purchase.
That's a great new purchase, buddy.
And it seems to be looking better and sounding better. So
you sexy son of a bitch.
I better make sure these kids are going to bed. So I'm pretty sure they are. So
yeah, so we'll do our let's do a quick wrap up and then we'll get the hell out of here since we're just hitting 3 hours.
Yeah.
So everybody, go check out the swags. I'll pick up some new swag. Oh, nope, this is the wrong way. if you want to go check it out. Hey, for those, hey, we got a new member tonight, Cody Snyder. Have a safe trip over to visit Colin.
Cody.
So I'm sending him the Bloody Tears Myers. So anybody wants to become a channel member, as soon as you sign up, I'll send you the Myers on Fire, or maybe something else. I'll whore myself out. This is up there. This is what we did a couple weeks ago. Top 5 1970s horror movies. That's up on the channel now. That's a lot of fun. And then Tuesday, Day of the Dead live watch along with Colin and Cody. So we'll be live, and you'll see Colin and Cody in Colin's lair. And now, mind you, it'll be 1 a.m. in Ireland.
I know, that's crazy. They're going to be going over there doing that live at like 1, 2 in the morning. That's awesome.
Yes, indeedy. So they'll be doing it late with us, hanging out with us. So that's it's gonna be fun. And tomorrow night at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, we're going to be over on Fletch's channel. Fletch was in the chat a little bit earlier. He invited us on his channel. And we'll be discussing top makeup effects in horror movies. So go be sure to go check them out. Go check that out. Let's see what else we got here. And probably Thursday, for all you Kiss fans out there, if you want to come hang out. Actually, no, I think I'll do it Wednesday. We'll do it Wednesday night. Come watch Kiss. If you've never seen Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park, it's hysterical because it's so bad, but it's fun. Especially if you're a Kiss fan. So, and the thing is, it doesn't stream anywhere. So you have to have a physical copy. But I found a link, and you guys can watch. I'll send a link out in the chat when we're watching it so everybody can watch it with us. So if you want to join because I don't have it, well, no excuse. I have a link so you can come watch it. So that's a lot of fun.
I've never seen Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. So if you do it Wednesday, send me the link. I might actually check it out for my first time with you.
Awesome. Yes, absolutely. It'd be fun.
I'm busy Thursday, but if you do it Wednesday.
I'm probably going to do it Wednesday, yeah. So then, like we said, we're live every week. We're streaming. They'll be streaming on all these platforms within the next day or two when I get my lazy ass to upload it. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Go check us out on Facebook. Go check out Joe's channel. Like, subscribe. Go check out his group on Facebook. And that is all the shit. And be sure. Oh, I should have uploaded your stuff too, Bill.
Oh yeah, well Friday. You got to plug Friday.
I didn't get a chance to make the thumbnail. I was going to promote it on Tuesday.
Oh,
but yeah, make sure you guys join us on Friday for our Friday the 13th hangout.
I got some prizes
baby.
And we'll be giving away
some prizes to offer up as well.
So since nobody else joined, I can have this as a giveaway, and I do have a couple other doubles and some other stuff as giveaways. Oh, you know what I have?
Yeah, we got to go through double inventory, Pat. You and I got to make time to go.
I'll pick out some doubles, and we'll get some good shit going.
If Pat and I can't find doubles, that's a problem.
No, I got quadruples, unfortunately.
So, Pat, are you going to be on a podcast every day this week except for Thursday? It sounds like.
It looks like except for Thursday, because tonight we're doing this. Tomorrow we're going to be on Flets. Tuesday we'll be live, watch along, and then Wednesday Kiss Meets the Phantom, and then Thursday maybe I'll fucking go for the marathon on Thursday and do a live kiss and chat just for shits and giggles.
And then on Friday we're doing our trivia. So you're on every day this week.
Take it easy. Take it easy, Pat. Take it easy. Give yourself a break, buddy.
Crazy.
Pat's like, and now for Saturday, you're gonna watch me eat the Beetlejuice meal. And then
shit. No, then if Thursday. So Thursday
live after the podcast, you can watch me sleep after Friday 13th trivia.
Yeah. So shit. You know what? I might go for the marathon every day this week. How about that? So if I do Thursday kiss and chat. Then Friday we do Friday the 13th, and then on the 6th day I'll rest.
Bill, he's in uncharted territory. The kids are out of the house. This is uncharted territory, so I love him.
Yeah,
it's gonna be Pat's turn to have the sleeping video instead of Brett. You know, it's gonna be Pat.
Bill, I want to tell you the best thing that's ever happened is that Pat and I don't live in the same area.
Would be dead. Would be divorced, and
I don't need my. I like my wife liking Pat. I don't need my wife not liking Pat.
Yeah, his wife would like my wife, and together they would hate both of us.
Hey, it's probably a good thing that you're all the way out in Elgin there, Brett, because I think if you lived a little closer, we'd be fucking doing this shit.
No, Bill,
too
Bill,
much.
you and I would be in big trouble too.
Yeah.
I'll believe it.
I
As soon as I
think
get off
so.
of this,
I
I'm
think
going
so.
next door to see if Mike's still awake. Well, I'll be in the man cave watching football.
Which means that I'm going to be asking Pat, "Hey, are you ready for a smoke?" Because it's probably going to happen.
Yeah, and before you guys split, we got to discuss this trivia a little bit more. We got to figure out
Right.
exactly what
Okay,
we're
well,
doing.
let's
So.
do it.
fast,
get
let's
off
get
live.
off because I got to
Everybody,
go.
thanks everybody who hung
Yeah.
out tonight and stuck it the whole 2 hours and 59 minutes and 17 seconds that we're hitting right now.
Thank you.
Do us a favor, hit that like button, subscribe. And I didn't get a chance to upload it, so I apologize. I should have put all the Everscathe stuff on here. Go check out the Everscathe. I'll make sure I have it up. I'll make sure I have it all up for Friday. Go check out Bill's stuff. There you go. And we'll be back on. Make sure you go check us out on Fletch's channel tomorrow. I'll probably be posting that on all the socials, so you guys can go check us out. Go give him a like. Go subscribe to his channel. It was nice of him to invite us on. Tuesday, we're
Thank
doing
you,
Day
Bill,
of the
for coming
Dead.
on, bud.
And then Pat's going to be on every night this week. So by the end of the week, he's going to vomit me. So we'll go for that. So let's get off here because Brett's got to go get his kids to sleep. And
I think they are, hopefully, but yeah, we'll go.
Take care, John. John. So yeah, make sure you join us. We'll be doing Kiss Me, Fan of the Park on Wednesday and maybe a Kiss and Chat on Thursday.
Brett's got to go change his underwear because the kid scared the shit out of him earlier.
You guys,
Dude,
hang
that
out with
was
us
fucked up.
tonight.
Like everybody, even you thought that
That was
too.
funny
That
on
scared the
our
fuck out
end.
of me too. It was hysterical. I have to go back and screenshot when you jump. I'll
Yeah,
go-
you do.
And there was no faking that. I think you guys know there was no
No.
faking that.
Oh, you looked fucking scared, dude. I laughed my ass off. That's for sure.
All right, so you guys hang out. We'll talk afterwards. Everybody, good night. Have a great week. We'll see you tomorrow on Fletch's channel, and we'll see you Tuesday on
Night,
this
guys.
channel.
Thank you.
Right, all.
Good night.
Later.
Cheers.